What's going on? What's going on? Good to see you. This is Ola coming to you live from my Empire Pro Studios. Ladies and gentlemen of Prestige, welcome. We have another few hot topics to talk about today. We have tons of lessons today. Tons and tons of lessons. Do me a favor, go ahead and hit that like button, share, subscribe. Let everyone know we're here, we're hanging out. It's a Saturday evening. Grab the link, send it out to a few people, three people, and let's talk about it. Today we're talking about want a virgin. Do you want the good ones or you don't? Let's talk about if you really want them. I know what your obvious answers are. Let's talk about if you really want them. Promise, it's not what you think. It's not what you think. But again, like I said, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe. If you're brand new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. We've got a conversation to have today. As usual, it's going to be fun. It's going to be enlightening. Because you're going to engage me. I'm going to engage you, and we're going to get to the bottom of this one. Do you really want the good ones, right? I know you kind of want them. Do you want the good ones, right? I also know that you need good ones, but the question is that do you truly want the good ones? Do you want that good guy? Do you want the good girls? Or better yet, do you want the nice guys, right? Also, we have some catch up. We got to catch up on Yul Edochie. We got to catch up on Nia Long and Udoka. A couple of things came out, some updates. I'm going to catch up on those. All right. So definitely, I think it's going to be fun, right? Without any further ado, let's get started. All right, welcome back. Let me turn down the music a little bit. Just make sure it's not too loud. All right, so we can actually have this conversation. All right, what's going on? How you guys doing? How was your week? It's a Saturday. As you can see, I'm working, right? But hopefully you're resting. I have plans to rest after this session, Don't take your rest for granted. Make sure you're resting. All right. We do have a sponsor, so I want to take 60 seconds to honor the sponsor. Let's get to it real quick. All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, so the first thing we're talking about today, let me get to we're gonna talk about Neil Long and Ime Udoka. So about 3 days ago, we covered this news. I think the title, you should go back and watch that later. It was a really, really good session. It was about what do men want? Like Neil Long cheated on. What do men really want? And we cut that into pieces, dissected it, went back and forth, raving reviews. People really love it, right? So even got messages after the fact, even on Instagram. So that was a good session. So we're talking about this guys right here, right? Email Udoka and Neil Long have been engaged since 2012. But then we have this third face was floating around the internet. I don't know if he's still the same person, but there's a rumor coming out. Let me play this for you really quickly. And the rumor is that this guy, so it's allegations, it's alleged, is that this guy actually was messing with the VP of the Boston Celtics wife, the VP's wife. Okay, he's a coach, he's a head coach, meaning some type of boss or something like a senior VP. That's the rumor. Okay, I'm gonna play. Let me show you this really quickly. Let's see if we can see that. As you can see, there's that. Let's see. There's that article right there on a platform called the Sports Rush, right? And the allegate. Well, there's somebody snitching from. There's a bunch of news leaking out of their camp, the actual team, Boston Celtics, right? But they're saying that from Neil Long's camp, somebody's leaking the news that the person that he was actually cheating with was his boss's wife. Messy. It's gonna be really, really messy. So I don't know if that's the picture we're looking at. I'm not sure what that person is. Apparently, the name of the guy was Peter Lynch, something like that. That's the name of the VP. And he was messing around with the wife, you know. So that's messy. So a lot of people is suspended right now. If that's the case, he's definitely going to be getting fired, you know. But again, the lesson remains the same thing. Please don't shit where you eat. That's just messy and nasty. You create a mess that you will basically have to pay for a long time. All right, so that was the update from that really quickly. I wanted to do a quick update on that. The other update before we get into today's news, if today's not news, today's topic, the lesson for today, which is, do you really want the good ones? Do you want the good guys? Do you want the nice guy? Do you want the good girls? That's what we're talking about today. Okay. The next one is that we're talking about is Yul Edochie. We're going to talk about Yul Edochie. Okay. Let's see. All right, so we got this right here. So the wife, this guy was. Let me just give you a quick background. Yul Edochie, that's the wife right there, is a popular actor in Nigeria. Is a very popular actor in Nigeria. Not too long ago, about some months, probably going to 6 months now. One day he was on just on social media. Randomly, he just announced and said, "Hey, this is my baby for my second wife." What? Second wife? The hell are you talking about, right? So everybody was like, from a second wife? What are you talking about? From a second wife, right? So he's been viral ever since then, because some people are hailing him. Some people are saying, "Hey, what's wrong? What's wrong with polygamy? It's okay, But then, more news are coming out. The wife came out, I think, less than 24 hours later or something like that, to say she's absolutely not in support of polygamy and she's not accepting polygamy. I've seen this a lot ever since I've been growing up. Some guy impregnated somebody, a side chick, and then because we're just one generation away from polygamy, right? Like literally, my grandfather was a polygamist. Some guys try to squeeze it in, like, what if it's just a second wife? It's not illegal, right? In Nigeria, I don't think it's illegal. I'm not sure if it's legal if you go to the court either. But bottom line is that it's acceptable in that society to a larger extent than in the Western society. So anyway, he tried to squeeze a side chick in to be a second wife, and he's been getting dragged on the internet since then. Some people like him, some people don't like him. Some people are on the side of the wife, some people are not on the side of the wife. So, in fact, right now, the wife is getting dragged on the internet because some people are saying, why would you stay in such a situation, right? But then she made a statement. She made a statement. Let me see if I can find that statement. I'm going to pull it up for you, and then we're going to read it together. And basically, over the past few days, she's launching an NGO. Over here, we'll call them, what do we call them here? Like some kind of charity organization. NGO stands for non-governmental organization, but I think it means not for profit organization, something like that. Non-profit organization, same thing, NGO is like organization people start to help people out and stuff like that, right? So anyway, her name is Yul Edochie, and she made a statement. I'm going to read that statement right now. And I'll tell you what I find interesting in it. Now, here's the thing. The bottom line is that when people go through this kind of situation, you can't force them into what you think the right decision is. We're talking about relationships now, right? You cannot manipulate people to take whatever action you deem in your head is supposed to be proper. Especially if you've never been in that situation. But even if you've ever been in that situation, how everyone reacts is different. Okay? What she's insinuating is that she got cheated on. Okay? That's what she's insinuating. That she got cheated on by this guy. Let me go ahead and just share the full screen with you so we can read it together. Okay. Boom. There you go. All right. So it says the ability to accept or tolerate challenges and problems in life is a virtue and should not be misconstrued. That's a fact. A lot of people think it's intentional. No. It takes a lot of grace. There is no point making an already bad situation worse, hence the need to remain calm and crucial. It's crucial. That's a fact. I say that all the time here, right? She couldn't possibly be herself right now, right? Especially if she was ambushed or she got caught off guard, right? Now, here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with polygamy, but you have to do it with your full chest. And if you impregnated a side chick, the best thing to do is calm down, relax. I think, like, stop trying to squeezing the side chick into a second wife. I haven't really paid attention to this news that much because I'm like, it's another fella, right? And we have this unnecessary code. But there's some lessons here, right? For the fellas. This could happen to you. Maybe you have a side chick or something like that. Something terrible happens. The last thing you want to do is overreact. And don't try to patch things up. Don't try to cover a wound with a band-aid without treating the wound. It's the next time you open that band-aid, it's going to be a lot more messier. And that's what's going on with Yul Edochie. His name is actually Yul Edochie. I understand that we all have our weaknesses and limitations as humans, and I personally believe everyone deserves an opportunity to make things right when they stray. Forgiveness is divine. So she's in a space where she's open to the idea of forgiveness. But why are a bunch of people on the internet running around trying to discourage her from forgiveness? In my opinion, this is not even really forgiveness. This is her home. This is her home. She can decide to keep it together if that's what floats her boat right now. Right? There's vested interest. There are children. They have teenagers. They have almost grown kids. They've been together for 17 years, I think. Right? Anyway, let me shout out a few people. Hey, D'Souza, good to see you. Hey, Esther, you guys are coming in slowly but surely. Turn on your notifications so you get them right away. And if you guys prefer, I'll do like a WhatsApp group or something like that, you know? If you guys prefer that, where I can notify you I'm going live, but it's 5 p.m. every day. And I think I'm committing to 100 days. We're on the 18th episode since the Bishop's lunch. Let's call it the Bishop lunch, right? So I think I'm going on a 100-day spree here. So stick with me, commit with me. Let's do it together, right? I want you to be able to say you were here on day 1 or day 2, not to be disrespectful to the actual day 1s, right? Day 2, day 1, potato, the same thing, right? I know, I'm sure YouTube is messing up. Anyway, hit those like buttons. Let's make sure we hit those like buttons. Thank you so much, Bagavad. Struggle with pronunciation of that. Bagavad, Gita, Karma. Anyway, good to see you all. Shout out to you all. So, God bless me with a happy family. Listen, who are you to argue with the person that says God blessed her with a happy family, right? She feels God blessed her with a happy family. It's not your feelings. Is it your feelings? She feels God blessed her with a happy family, right? There's no abuse situation going on. It's a guy who messed around. He said, I think I saw somewhere that he'd been messing around with this girl for 6 years before she got pregnant. That's quite messy, but it's not far-fetched in Nigeria society. A lot of married men, it's just the norm, right? If you go out to a club in Nigeria, I heard that most men at the clubs are married men. It's kind of the norm in the society. Since just one generation ago, they snatched polygamy away from them. This is just their way to compensate. I'm not giving excuses for them. I'm just saying that's the reality, right? So, and a lot of women have accepted this as their fate. And by the way, there's a lot of men who are not practicing that, okay? I'm just saying. Much more than the Western world, it's a thing, okay? Beyond all the unnecessary facades, polygamy is a life choice and no one should be compelled to accept it. She's right. Because when you marry a person, it was supposed to be a monogamy. And suddenly, somewhere down the road, you decide you want to practice polygamy. She can claim that she was ambushed. Okay? Now, you can also claim that, but you knew what kind of society we live in. Right? It is something I think all parties involved should embrace willingly. And it's okay for anyone who chooses it. Some religions, traditions, allow polygamy, and I have nothing against it. However, I am absolutely certain that I will not be numbered as a wife. Oops. She doesn't want to be a first wife. Some people will say, but you're a first wife. You're like the senior wife. What is the big deal? They're always going to come after you anyway. Now, she said, I'm sharing my man. I don't want to. Right? She's saying she doesn't want to be numbered as a wife and be cajoled to accept a practice that does not align with my faith and family values. She doesn't want it, right? But she's holding still, she's chilling. Some of you will call it she's praying, she's in solitude, she's on the mountains trying to hear from God. But yet we have people on the internet trying to haste her into a haste to leave her marriage. Ladies and gentlemen, be nicer. Be nice. God bless me with a happy and peaceful and lovely family in a beautiful and jointly built mansion. Oh, she's materialistic. She loves her mansion, right? What more could I have been asking for? I had a stable, but she used the word had. She had a stable and loving home prior to the unprecedented events regarding my marriage. Life is made up of an infinite amount of choices. That is a fact. That's why I always say, the idea that you're just intentional, you made a choice. I was like, relax. Okay, I like it. Okay, I kind of like it, but slow down, slow your roll. Get yourself off that pedestal. You're not really in control of anything. Okay. Right. With that being said, I do think you should be intentional, especially when it comes to emotional intelligence. Right. Thank you. Most decisions might be tough to make, but whenever we confront our options with courage and confidence, we should equally be open to the path of our own design. Oh, interesting. That's a longer sentence. Wait, most decisions might be tough to make, but whenever we confront our options with courage, and that means whenever you make a choice, he has a point. We should equally be open to the path of our own design. Well, when you make a choice, there are consequences. That consequences is a path. That's what she's saying. Remember, we've been talking about that? She's absolutely correct. I believe that we are solely responsible for our choices. Boom. And we have to accept the consequences of every deed. Exactly. Word. So I'm reading it together with you for the first time. Okay. I see traces of this news, but I like to kind of read it, and my reaction is authentic with you. And thought that comes with it, and thought that comes with it in our lifetime. We should understand that taking life-changing decisions hastily is not the best. Like, come on, why should she be the one preaching to us? We should be the one encouraging her right now. But the social media in-laws are angry that she's not leaving as fast as possible. As soon as your husband cheats and impregnates somebody, just leave. That's what social media is saying nowadays. Terrible advice. Terrible. And worse, terrible that you think that way. Because you should know as an adult that you should never make such decisions hastily. That should be just a rule that you should write somewhere at the back of your brain at all times. And when there's a family involved, teenagers, children, no, you should never stay because of children. Cap. That's complete cap. You're capping. No one is staying because of the children. Bottom line is that they have vested interest. A lot of it is emotional in nature. It's not that simple to just leave. I guarantee you she probably left emotionally already. Did you see that video where the husband came to support the NGO that she launched? Did you see that body language? You think that woman really wants to be there? Does that look like a woman who is happy? No, it doesn't. But from a physical standpoint, you should relax and take some time before you make hasty decisions. But emotionally, she probably left. You don't have to teach her that. You don't have to teach her that. She probably left already. That doesn't mean it's permanent. She gets to decide what's permanent. God, in His infinite mercy, fixes things in His own time. He will definitely answer all our prayers. Thank you all for your continuous prayers, love, and support. So she's the one dishing out support to millions upon millions of fans who want her to leave. It's still my birth month. Oh, it's her birthday. I think that's why she was launching an NGO, right? But anyway, that's the statement she made. That's the statement she made. Let's see here. Brother Patrick, good to see you. Good to see you. Let me see here. Let me bring myself back to the surface here. All right, good to see you. Let's see here. Let me see. Had to stream. Okay, that's not the one. All right, that's the one right here. All right, so welcome. Shout out to Gracious Greatness. Thank you for the support, my guy. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. I greet you. How far? I just want to show on a small support. Make we improve and become prestigious people. My guy, I really appreciate you. All your supports are welcome and highly appreciated. You see my background right here? I need to change it to black so that the light can show up and give us more contrast. Okay, so I got to put some studio what do you call them? I have to put some studio, what you call them? I forgot the name right now. For sound insulation. So I got to put those up very soon. So any money you donate will be going towards that. So I really appreciate you to help us improve the experience of the streams. All right, and let's see. Yep. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Babysitting my niece and nephew, 3 and 6 years old. I'm exhausted. Can't wait for the weekend to be over. That sounds good, like fun. All right, let's see. All right, so the next thing that we want to get into right now, I want to get into this guy's brother. Yul Edochie's brother had some interesting things to say. Okay, he has, I don't know, a big brother, a big brother, something like that. I don't know, but let's get to that one right here. It's this one right here, I think. No, not that one. It's the next one. Stop that. Oh, I made a mistake. Okay, but we'll get back to it. All right. I think
everybody keeps about how.
Okay, so we're gonna play that video, but before we play that video, let me share my screen again. And then he had like a long thesis that he wrote. It wasn't that long, but it's something that we definitely should take a look at too. Again, some of these wild opinions, it's a bunch of wild opinions on the internet, but we'll be debunking them here one at a time, right? Some of this some of these rhetorics and belief system is what's creating the destruction of the family structure and just relationships in general, not just family structure, not just marriage, relationships in general. People are having serious struggles with relationship in general. Let's be clear, okay? All right, so this is what he had to say. Let's see. Let me see here. Oh, okay. All right, you guys can see that. Let me just go ahead and blow it up so you guys can see. All right, good. This is what he had to say. He said, what is more admirable between honesty and deception? Most people will tell you that it is honesty and even proceed to quote a part of scripture that says the truth shall set you free. Everything he said so far is sensible, right? It makes sense, right? Right? But none of this is true though. Society does not value honesty, and the truth will only make you enemies. Is that true? Let me hear you. Is he right about this? Does the society value honesty, or everyone just want people to run around and lie to them? Do you as a person value honesty? Let me see what your take are on this, right? Do you? This guy, thank you so much. I appreciate you, man. It says soundproof. Yes, soundproof. Yep. But there's a name for the stuff that we'll put on the wall. It's just skip my mind right now. Don't even worry about it. But thank you for the support again, brother. Thank you so much. Right. So again, do you really care for honesty? I'm asking you now. Hit me up in the chat. Let me see what you, ladies and gentlemen, have to say. Do you care about honesty? Okay. Listen clearly. I mean, look clearly what he said. What is more admirable between honesty and deception? Right? He has a point. Honesty, right? He has a point about that, right? Most people would tell you that it is honesty. I just said that. I do prefer honesty, and even proceed to quote a part of the Bible, the truth shall set you free. I'm not sure how that's relevant to if you desire honesty and the truth shall set you free. Sometimes the truth will hurt you a while before it sets you free, by the way. Right? But none of this is true though. Society does not value honesty, and the truth will only make you enemies. Wow. Is that true? Is that true? Do we prefer truth or Mindrell? What's going on, Mindrell? Please, everyone participate. Let me know what your thoughts are, right? In the chat. Just let me know in the chat. I know you left the phone talking, but just come back to the phone and let me know in the chat. Do you prefer honesty or you prefer lies? Because you're a part of the society, right? Mindrell says, that's true. People prefer lies. But then you say you prefer honesty, Mindro. You're part of people. Which one is it, right? Which one is it? Do we prefer truth or we prefer lies? Let me continue. Looks like you guys are a little shy. I'm waiting for you. There's a little delay, I'm sure. It doesn't set you free, right? The truth doesn't set you free, so I guess the Bible is wrong. Not on this planet. If we all went around speaking our minds, we will either end up by or in jail. He has a point so far. But again, the one person that said that he's right, they also said they prefer honesty. So I'm still confused. I can't use one person as a sample, right? So if you contribute, I'll be able to see. If all went around, we'll all be by or be in jail. We are encouraged to tell the truth, but vilified when we do. Isn't that something? Okay. Interesting, right? So we lie to our wives, husbands, parents, children, and all of society. We lie to protect them because we know that they cannot handle the truth. That is why we lie. I think somebody just came in the studio. Let me see what that is. It's Brother Patrick. Brother Patrick, how are you, sir?
I'm good.
Good to see you, my brother.
Yeah, the Bible says you can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth.
But for the truth, right? Truth is undefeated. The truth is undefeated. Let me finish. We'll chop this up together. Yeah. All right. Let's see. So this is why we lie. The most controversial thing you can do today is not killing, cheating, stealing. Society does this every day en masse. The most controversial thing you can do is to tell the truth. A lie is like a bottle of soda. It tastes good, but it isn't good for us. Truth, on the other hand, is like quinine or quinine. How do you pronounce that? I know it's the chemical inside of chloroquine that they use to treat malaria. It's bitter, and not only that, you go start crocro if they give it to you without Puritin or Actifed, from what I remember. The taste is horrible, but healthy and curative. Okay. He made an analogy. I think the analogy is terrible, but let's continue. And this is my friends my friend is why we celebrate cheaters and attack truth tellers. No, wait. Let me guess where this is going. His brother, is the truth teller. He's no longer a cheater, even though he was, according to rumors, he was allegedly sleeping with this girl for 6 years before getting her pregnant and then trying to flip it to a second wife. Okay, never mind the past stories. Right now he's flipping to second wife and he's telling the truth. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Let's see where he's going with this. We consider it more respectable for a man to marry one wife and quietly cheat on her with multiple women than for him to marry 2 or more of these women, making his feelings for them official and respectful. You know I want to play Stop the Cap right now, but I'm on a different screen. Anyway, it seems to me that the issues we face in life are not because we are imperfect humans. We struggle as a society simply because we cannot handle the truth. Okay. All right. So then we have this video. Let me go to the video. I'm going to play the video for us in a second. Let's see.
You know, society is not progressing. The world is like that. Do you know why? You know, everybody keeps about how, you know, society is not progressing. The world is like that. Do you know why? Because human beings have never learned how to look at themselves in the mirror and accept themselves for the flawed characters that they are. We like to think that we are better than we are, but we're not. So this morning, I have a question for you. For you, who's watching. When you make an irreversible mistake in your life, and everybody makes these mistakes, how do you think society should treat you? Do you think society should condemn you for the rest of your life? Or do you get to remedy that situation by trying to make things better? Everybody keeps about how.
All right. Brother Patrick, I have you. Are you there with me? Can you hear me? Where did Brother Patrick go? Okay, it's probably trying to unmute.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, you're there with me. Thank you.
Yeah, I just came in.
Okay, all right. What are your thoughts about what this guy has said? Did you get a chance to listen to him?
No. What did he say?
Okay, so let me see if I can play that video again. Let's pull it to the forward. Okay, let's play it again. See.
Everybody keeps about how, society is not progressing, the world is like that. Do you know why? Because human beings have never learned how to look at themselves in the mirror and accept themselves for the flawed characters that they are. We like to think that we are better than we are, but we're not. So this morning, I have a question for you. For you, who's watching. When you make an irreversible mistake in your life, and everybody makes these mistakes, how do you think society should treat you? Do you think society should condemn you for the rest of your life? Or do you get to remedy that situation by trying to make things better? Everybody keeps about how.
So what do you? Everything I read earlier, right?
Yeah.
And then he added this to it, and to me, it looks like he's saying, the brother made a mistake. That's Yul Edochie, right? And he's trying to fix it, but society is not freeing the guy, right?
You're absolutely right. Yeah. This morning when I was driving, I was thinking about it. That, Apostle Paul said, those things I don't want to do, I keep doing it. He said, I put my body into subjection, or else I myself would be a castaway. Yeah, that, it has to do with person that has the Spirit of God in him. Are you getting me? That you can really accept that, okay, I don't want to do this thing anymore.
Right.
And now also I said, it's that person that is not just going to church. They realize that, yes, I need a change. I need God to help me. The Bible says, if a man be in Christ, a new creature, all things are passing and everything become new. Are you getting me? That's why I like American churches. They have different departments that deal with issues.
Okay, yes, that's true.
Yeah, people that are going through divorce, people that have been divorced, people that are going through
not just money and evil spirit.
Yes, those people that are going through addictions, they are beginning to recovery. You know what I mean?
Right.
So they departmentalize it. Those that have gone through marriages that are very rough, those that have lost their spouses.
Right.
So it goes a long way. And we need to learn as a church of God. Like you said, it's not just demon or collecting money alone. What are you doing to the society? How are you empowering people? It's not, gone are the days that you just go to the Catholic father to go and confess. And the father will say, don't do that so much. You do your cross. And you say, yes. And your brother will come to the social media, yes, that this man is trying to. No. That's what we call restitution.
Right.
And look at your life. My brother, the life is so short.
So what's your opinion with regards to Yul Edochie himself? Do you think he made the right move by bringing the side chick after she got pregnant to the house?
No.
Say, hey, second wife.
No, I said it before. I said during the Bodo that, polygamy does not have a place in this 21st century. And if a young guy, is he up to 50? Yul Edochie, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. Maybe close. Somewhere between 45 and 50.
Yeah, he's still a young man. So at that level, what is he doing with two wives? Why is he doing that? He said, and the wife said, what the wife even wrote is paradoxical. Let me put it that way. When you look at the first sentences, he's trying to praise his home, and he went on to talk about, your decision, like, what is this lady saying? Where are you at? I'm not saying you should leave your husband, but let's call a spade a spade. Yeah, so this century, at this century, people don't embrace it. I know it's going to take a long time
Right.
to discuss in Obodoyinbo. And what is good, what is bad is bad. Most women will forgive you, but it's not going to be, they are not going to like you for who you are.
Right.
Their mind is not going to be with you.
Hmm.
I tell you, brother Allah.
That's why I said I think the wife is getting judged right now for not leaving quick enough or for not making a stance, right? And I think she's made this stance from the beginning that she doesn't stand for polygamy. I think what people are looking for is for her to file a divorce. And I'm not, that's weird for me. Like, why are you encouraging the lady to file divorce early, faster than or at your own pace, right? So I'm not sure if she's making a stance, right?
That's her own decision to make. You can't ask her to do that.
Exactly.
Yes.
But they want her to, I guess, come out in public. Like, for example, they were at the NGO lunch during her birthday, and he said, what God has just said that let no man put asunder. I think people are starting to read that as narcissistic behavior.
If you look at the scenario,
Mm-hmm.
the man just jumping,
Oh, he did. He wasn't invited to the stage.
He jumped in to proclaim that all is well.
Right, he's been doing that from day one.
Look at the scene. Look at the face of the woman. If a woman is well composed, you will see who held on to the
Yes.
husband, but the woman is looking at
She seemed embarrassed quite a bit on that stage.
No,
yeah.
You don't do things that way now. It takes longer time. Even if a man even cheats on a woman, and in the process, the woman is not going to embrace you like that. Even when the man beg, frustrated, apologize. It's going to take a while.
It takes a while. It's going to be a process. Yeah.
Bless you.
Yep.
Not talk of bringing a woman pregnant for the woman. All that kind of. So the lady is human.
In fact, his offense is big because what he did is went on social media and just announced that he has a brand new baby. He just showed the face of the baby. And I have a brand new baby from my second wife. Ladies, how would you handle that? You were married to a dude. I say a dude, right? A guy, right? A respectful man in society, and you're feeling like what she said. I'm in a mansion, I'm with my family. She probably knows that he's messing around outside before, but suddenly there's a news that broke out on social media, and it's like, oh, this is everyone get introduced to my last born from my second wife.
Why must the guy even go to social media? You should know the kind of person he is, Ola. You should know. Why must you go to social and blow that? It's wrong. I know. The guy is not even. I don't even know how to describe him.
I know. I'm trying to be nice to him because he's a fellow guy, but it's just messy. It's the same thing with this email Udoka guy, Nia Long's fiance. The news that's breaking out right now is that the rumors is that the girl he was messing with was actually the boss's wife. The boss's wife, Boston Celtics senior vice president's wife. That's the rumor right now. So it's just like it's a lot of men that are moving very carelessly.
Yeah, you're right. Once you are married, you are married. You don't want to put yourself out there to become really cool, and and if you want to go for second one, third one, let your wife know from beginning that this is who I am. Be a man.
Yes. Or even if it's in the middle, let's say even in the middle of the marriage, 17 years later, you feel like you want to take on a second wife, right? The right way, ideally, to do that is to not impregnate somebody first. Not have a side chick first, right? The ideal way to do that, if we're talking about polygamy, right? See, cheating and I keep telling people, cheating and polygamy, they're not correlated. They're not like one is not the fixer of the other. They're two different things entirely. If you want to practice polygamy, you say, hey, I converted. I'm a guy. I'm interested in polygamy, babe. I'm not sure how you're going to take it. I just want to make sure I give you the choice. I want to make sure I let you know where my heart is. I haven't made any move, but it's something I'm thinking about. I want to know what your thoughts are. we know how that conversation is going to go. And your problem is that you don't want to face that conversation with your full chest.
Brother, I don't know what the word is even turning to. I stumbled on a case on Facebook, and this lady said the husband's side chick is her friend that is married. And
yeah, I think I saw something like that, right?
And the lady have been dating the husband, has been the side chick of the husband for 8 years. So what should I do? Should I tell the lady, my friend's husband, that my friend, your wife has been messing with my husband? Like, what is going on?
To me, right? To me, there's one thing that you have side chicks and you're unfaithful. That's one thing. The other side of it, because this is men of prestige, right? The other side of it is, as a man, you use your own hands to destroy everything that you're building. As in, like, you want to do this type of behavior, you're doing it at your own job, at work. Where, not just at work, with the wife of your boss, right? Now, this girl with Yul Edochie, she's also an actress. So this is another at work type of situation, right? So we're talking about at work, people you have to mess with from time to time, right? And now after it happened, you can't even face with your full chest. You go on social media to you want to chicken out like a punk. We've all made mistake. Anyone can make mistake. Everyone have done something they're not proud of. But at some point, you face it with your full chest. Deal with your household first.
Yeah.
We don't need to know your last born from your second wife, who is not really a second wife, by the way. You're trying to deceive the whole world, and it didn't work. And that's what we're saying. Go ahead, Pastor.
To me, it's like the guy is proud of it. For him to have come to social media to announce that,
He was trying to be proud of it. He's not proud of it. He was trying to cover it up. He was trying to cover the wound, the open wound, with a band-aid without treating it. When we were growing up, you put iodine or you put spirit, right? Before you cover it with band-aid. You just don't cover a wet wound that has dust all over it. I used to fall when I play football. I play around when I was little, right? And I will come home and there's dust all over it. They make sure they clean it first. They put iodine, they put spirit, and then you can now put band-aid over it. You don't put band-aid over it with all the dust. And remember, tetanus everywhere in Nigeria growing up, right? You can die like that.
Remember, you'll be crying by the time they...
Yes, when they put that spirit to hurt, the pain, right? So
that's what the guy is going through now.
Yes. No, but he was trying to cover it with band-aid. Right? He was trying to avoid that pain when you put spirit. And then he avoided that pain when you put spirit. But now the pain is bigger because it's now an open wound that's bigger than what it was before.
All right.
So it could happen to anyone. I'm not even judging him. But for anyone listening, if you've made a mess, face the mess with your full chest. You're a human being like the rest of us. We've all done things that we're not proud of. Go through the proper healing. Oh, by the way, you don't have to be the one to create the mess. You could be a person going through a divorce and you're not the one who initiated the divorce. You're still in a mess. Make sure you go through proper healing before you cover things with band-aid by running into the manosphere or running into the feminist chambers to be yelling at the top of your lungs. That's not going to heal. It's not going to heal. It's going to be a open wound that just be bigger for no reason. That's
like Pastor Shola just posted a video that many of us are covering a lot.
Yeah.
Many are having issue with marriages, with their finance, with everything, but they cover it up. Why don't you open up? Go to your pastor, go to counselor.
Yes.
People are dying prematurely. Yeah.
Yep.
So we need to open up.
Yep. So this brother is also cap. It's all cap. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He tried to sugarcoat it with truth and all that nonsense. Bottom line is that your brother made a boo-boo move and he's still making it, and you're helping him to make it. No, you guys need to go back inside and fix the household. On the social media, at the end of the day, no one cares. Over here, we're just trying to extract the lessons. Gracious Greatness says, so how do we show women more grace? Because I thought society likewise showed women grace. Maybe my perception is wrong. No, your perception is not wrong. Everyone is acting like they don't get grace. We all get grace. All of us. We all get grace. Yes, great job to D Love, even though she claims she didn't do any work. You are working. Stop it, D Love. Stop the cap. I agree. I was more about the cheating. It was more about the cheating factor. Men are going to be men. It was just a little mistake. Little mistake. D'Souza has so much grace for us, man. She's demonstrating it right now. You don't want to break a family over it. Yeah, a family is already broken. That's the reality. She could still be in the house. She's still in the house. People want her to leave the house. You don't have to rush her out of the house. She's probably never going to leave. That family is broken. That's the reality right now. It's going to take work to rebuild it back. It has to be demolished all the way down to the foundation before they can rebuild it back up. It's going to be messy before it gets better, if it does. It's going to be a lot of hard work. It's going to be extremely hard, especially with a man who doesn't know how to shut up and go inside and take the time off to do the work. For every time he comes on social media to say one other thing, he shoots himself backward by 6 months. Go ahead, Bro Patrick.
No, a passage just came up to me. The Bible said, a house divided against itself cannot stand.
Yes.
There's a division already.
Yes, there is. That's a fact. Yep, that's very, very true. Let's see here. I could be wrong. No, I could be wrong too, but let me see what you're saying. We all can be wrong. Please speak your mind though. But I think women get tested for the commitment to the relationship when the man has nothing. However, men gets tested for his commitment when he's successful.
Very good.
Yeah. You're not wrong. Absolutely, But how these things translate and how the stories are told can get a little tricky, And that's what we're talking about. I think Yul, in my opinion, what he's doing, because I don't know his moral compass. I don't know what he subscribes to. The only thing he's doing wrong is the things that's creating the terrible result for him. He's embarrassing himself and the family on social media. He started it. It's very similar to the Kanye West situation. D-Love said he was trying to do damage control. He wasn't proud of it. Yes, it was an active act of trying to cover things up. It's the same thing that Samuel Oposo tried to do some months back. Relax. Heaven is not going to fall out of the sky. It's just because you impregnated a person. Okay? Like D'Souza said here, actually, in certain context, we could say it's a little mistake. It just depends on who is interpreting that, right? The truth is that heaven is not you're not destroying the world by impregnating a person. You're not. There are people doing worse things in this world that will give a lot more grace to. That's the reality. But here's another reality. The emotional turmoils. The hurt you're going to create for your kids and your wife. You've never seen it before. And you will have to go through that pain that you are actively trying to avoid by posting on the social media prematurely. Now she should just be okay with it. Let's just call it what it is. No, she's not okay with it. We're talking emotionally. We're talking about ambush. We're talking about out of nowhere, right? She's not going to be okay with it. You're actually lucky that she's composed, that she's actually talking gracefully. Go ahead, sir.
Allah, you use the right word, which is, it is not okay.
It's not okay.
We don't want the generation, the new generation, the 21st century generation, to just believe you can do it and get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
You have, like you said, we have to look at the multiplier effects.
Yes.
The children, all other people that will be involved, that are going to be affected.
Yep.
And some people today, their life, it is what it is because of polygamy.
Yeah.
And they can tell you that where they are now, it was polygamy that brought them to where they are now.
Yep.
And they regretted even coming from such family.
Most people, yeah. It's a war zone. I keep telling my American friends all the time. I said, You're fantasizing about polygamy. I was like, this one's. There's a war zone for most people. They say, wow, how come? I'm like, because it's a war zone. It's active competition all the time. Envy, jealousy, to the extent of spiritual warfare.
So we should try as possible to avoid it. Like you said, we'll be exposed to it, but say, okay, what do you want to do with it? You have to run. I said, no, I'm not doing this.
Brother Patrick, to be fair, some people claim that they figured it out, like in the Arab world. Say, it's part of the religion. You can marry up to 4. They said they figured it out. There's a way to do it. I applaud to you. Applaud. You say, if you figure it out, sure, right? Basically, what you're trying to tell me is that you figured out human emotions, and somehow they're not going to be jealous of each other. They're not going to have envy, or because duty and responsibility, they're just going to follow the man's program. Listen, anything is possible with God, right? Anything. So maybe, but I'm telling you, for most human beings, it's a war zone. If you don't know what you're talking about, stay away from polygamy because it's a war zone.
Like in the Arab countries, I've been there. Mm-hmm. Like most women don't have a say, and even some African countries too, women that can't even talk when they're talking. So there's some culture that they can get away with it.
Yeah.
Yes, when you go to Dubai or you go to Saudi, you see the women, even the rich one, they cover their face. They don't cover their face. They just put gold plated with limousine, with best car to come and buy at the store.
Yeah.
So they are just there. The driver will bring them. He's the man, the Arab, the sheikh that has the money. He can marry as many as he wants. So
Yep.
They don't have the say. So
let me get a couple of comments. Then we got to do the sponsor, and then we got to get to the rest of the show. You're here with me, right, Pastor Patrick?
I'm here.
Okay, good. Thank you, sir. Gracious Greatness says, so what tried and tested strategies can the successful happy married implement before he's drawn away by his own lust and temptation? He has to be a busy man. You have to get yourself busy. Not just random busy, because that won't work, right? A busyness that's attached to your life mission and purpose, right? Just the idea that I'm never going to cheat is not going to work, okay? If you find yourself in a hole one day, somebody capture you there and you have a void in your life, you will do it. It's just a reality, okay? If there's a void in your life. But when you have purpose, right? What I mean by that is something bigger than life, something that's supposed to transcend beyond your own lifetime. It could be charity. It could be you want to be a billionaire. You're working always in the garage. Just imagine Mark Zuckerberg when he was in the garage trying to code Facebook. He had no time for this type of activities. Okay, when you're attached like that to your life mission and purpose, there's very little room for bullshit. Very, very little room for bullshit. So when you're attached, that the idle mind is the devil's playground. That's what I'm trying to say. So identify your purpose, engage it, and stay busy. Build a family around that. You'll be just fine. If you go into that idea like I'm just determined I'm not going to cheat, no, you will cheat. If one day something's gonna happen and the void, especially the void that the lack of purpose creates, you're just going to be human like everybody else.
Bro, that's a very valuable point. I tell you, very valuable. Let me give you one. What happened to me? At least I've been married for 20 years. By God's grace, I've never cheated on my wife.
Happy anniversary, by the way. This was last week.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, sir.
So I took some time off to pray and seek the face of God. By God's grace, I'm a likable person. Anywhere I get to, even my office, everybody knows me.
Are you telling us? We don't know that already.
But the ladies and everything. So I took 3 days off to go and pray. Bro, the only thing God spoke to me is, Patrick, you can't mess up with any woman. You can't marry a second wife. You are going to die prematurely.
Oh, wow.
That was the only thing I received, I tell you.
Wow.
And
were you considering it at any point?
No, it was a warning. I don't know. No, bro.
Maybe you are going to be that guy that will fall for a work wife, and then before you know it, she's pregnant, and you try to squeeze it into and flip it into a second wife.
You know, my grandfather had 22 wives.
You said that, and 43 children or 92. What did you say?
So, bro, I did. I was done for the third day I was going home. That was the only. I told my wife when I got this. Oh my God! So I can't mess up by God's grace. Not me.
Yeah.
It was a warning, big warning. That was the only thing I said. God, I just thank you. That's the only thing I received.
Yeah, it's just so much. I don't understand why people that can't figure out one woman yet will be even contemplating.
Yeah, you are right. You can't figure out one woman, you want to bring another one.
These people, man, all kind of funny character in this one. When they used to do that, it was just a practice that had to do with the times. People take their wives and their children to the farm. It was how they were. It was basic. Some people, like my great grandfather, received wives as a gift. Like, you're a hardworking man, I'm going to give you my daughter, right? That was just the culture back then, right? It's a different time. Even Joseph fell to the accusation of someone's wife. Yeah. It's just a. Let me play the sponsor video real quick, and then we'll get into the next phase here. We got to talk about this nice looking guy on the screen really quickly. It's going to be a lot of fun talking about this, I guarantee you. So hit that like button right now, and give me about 60 seconds. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. So, we're talking about, does anyone want the good ones? Do you want a virgin? Do you want a nice guy? Do you want a good girl? Right. So that's the question. I've got a few clips, and I'm going to play 3 of them. And then I want to get your thoughts on this. But maybe we should actually do one at a time. Let me play this one, and then we'll get into it real quick.
For sure. You into assholes or nice guys? Assholes, for sure. Assholes.
Yup. And this is why I'm still single. Ladies, if there were any of you out there who still want a nice guy, I'm wearing white heel.
Did you get the gist, Patrick?
Yeah, the guy lying there. I didn't get it.
Okay, all right. I'll explain it for you. So they asked these ladies, right? They said, did they want an asshole or a nice guy? So listen to their answer again one more time, okay?
You into assholes or nice guys?
Assholes, for sure.
They say, are you into assholes or nice guys? And watch the answer of these ladies, right?
You into assholes or nice guys?
Assholes, for sure. Assholes.
Yup.
All right. So you got that part, right? They all said assholes. They're into assholes.
Yeah.
All right. So, and then this guy said...
And this is why I'm still single. Ladies, if there were any of you out there who still want a nice guy, I'm wearing white heel.
All right. So he's a nice guy. He's self-proclaimed nice guy. And he said, if there's any ladies out there, the idea is that women don't want nice guys, and the extreme here is that they want assholes. Do you believe that? Do you see what they could mean from that? Let me see what they're saying now. D-Love, shout out to you. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate you. Thank you. I gotta do super chat music. I'll find it. I'll get to that very, very soon. Gracious greatness is Ogaola. Can I try to implement your strategies for marketing business from Scotland? Yeah, absolutely. Talk. Hit me up on IG. iTalksB. It should be linked on the. Hit me up. We'll talk about that. Peace and respect, man of prestige. Information man show. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. All right. So, Brother Patrick, do you think women like nice guys at all, or do you think there's some nuances here? It looks like you're still processing it.
No, from what I'm seeing, like most women, they like assholes.
Yay!
Let me put. No, I'm serious.
I hear you. Go ahead.
Some women, even in the church, when you have two Jim, some of them say this Spiro brother.
Right? You carry Bible for under the smelly armpit.
I don't know why women think that way.
Right. Now D-Law says the reason for this guy is not nice, bad guy. But I don't want to be mean. Go ahead and say it. We can all see it now. Just say it, D-Law. We can all see it, But let me move on to the next video while we're working on that. This is going to be hilarious. Let's see.
Thank the heavens that you're okay. Ali, thank the heavens that you're okay. Ali, I'm sorry to wake you. It's just, I had a nightmare that you got kidnapped. And even though I saved you in my dream, I woke up really scared. And I just wanted to make sure that you were okay. Ali, wait, is there an intruder? I hear a guy's voice. Oh. Well, did you and her boyfriend get married? Well, I kind of wish you didn't tell me that. Because now I'm afraid to go back to sleep. Well, I'm worried that if I go back to sleep, I'll have a nightmare about you going to hell.
All right, so the gist here is that this guy calls. It's another nice guy. He calls the ladies at 3 a.m. Just because he had a dream, right? And he saved the girl, right? But this one has a longer story. He doesn't know when to pull back, basically, right? Now, Quincy Saint says, this guy right here, that's not to be mean, but why is he a nice guy? He's a nice guy because he said he's a nice guy. What is wrong with that? This guy, you talking about this guy? Oh, you're talking about the other one. Let's keep going. Bhagavad says many self-proclaimed nice guys are actually worse than the assholes. Do you understand this, Brother Patrick?
Well, maybe, I wouldn't say that.
Okay, why not?
Some might be, like men that lack experience.
Right.
We went to school in Nigeria, bro. Even in the campus, men, boys that have laced a lot of babes.
Right.
All these babes try to flock after them. You know what I mean?
Yes. That's just the reality, right? That's just the reality of how it went down.
Yeah. But you see, the nice guys, by the time, the guy lack experience, and any little disappointment, so the guy can react negatively. It doesn't mean the guy is not nice. Probably the lack experience is afraid of losing you. And
Yeah,
saw
but
her.
but the reality is that guy is not gonna get the girl. The girl doesn't have the time to be figuring out what you're saying right now, which is very true usually, right?
Yeah.
But the girl is not going to wait to find out.
Yeah, let me relate a story. I told you I went to Unibe.
Yes.
I met a lady. That was my first day of going to the faculty.
Mm-hmm.
So to sign my courses, I was the first lady I met. So we became friends. Luckily we were in the same department. So she was dating one of the SU guys. I mean.
She's a fanatic Christian.
No. Sorry. All this, what they call it, I've forgotten. All these boys are into.
Oh, student union, the politics of the school. Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that one was even the social secretary. Very popular when they were campaigning. This girl
That's a big deal.
Yes. So, I just said it jokingly. I said, man, this guy is just gonna use you and dump you.
Why did you say that?
Because I saw the guy. Because this guy put all her heart in the guy.
Right.
So I just said it. She was my friend. So I'm not gonna lie to you. This is what I saw.
Right.
So she didn't like it. We are still friends, but she was dating the guy. Bro, what happened?
What happened?
Our roommates, very close friend.
The
guy went and dated the girl too. So when this guy knew, she fell sick. She sent her friend to me, her friends. So Patrick said the right thing. When somebody is shattered, when a lady is shattered.
Right.
I end up dating this girl.
You did?
Yes.
Oh my, don't tell me that's your wife today though.
She liked me to, it even sent her friend to me because she was shy. That I know what I wanted, that this guy is nice. He told me the right thing. Right. I know one thing I do, Braola.
Yes.
I don't eat in people's house. So I go to her room and she will cook. I said no. She will say, what kind of man are you? I said, I don't eat outside. She will give me uncooked food, give me everything. Yeah, sardines. Say, please just take it. So she was not. This guy is so disciplined. I would say, I would say, let me come and pick a text. We say, come and pick it in my room. I'm not going to bring it to you. I'll go out to her room. She will have cooked. I would say, no, I'm not eating. Say, yeah. She told her friend, this guy is crazy. He doesn't eat. It's not as if he comes. So, so she now, and I told her the right thing. So it happens that way. She's a nice lady, but she was dating the wrong guy.
So you told her that guy is just gonna sleep with you and
I told her direct that this guy, I met this guy for the first time.
Right. But she still ended up dating the dude, right?
I told her she was the campaign manager for the dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Running around, going through the faculty everywhere, leaving a lecture. And the funniest thing, the friend in her room, this girl will open her wardrobe for this girl to pick any clothes she wants. Right. I said she was sick. When she heard that, what? Say Patrick won. So we've been there, bro. Like we've been there.
Yeah, so you understand it. This is a universal. Ladies don't like to hear this. The ladies will say, no, we like nice guys. And I'm going to give you an example that proves what I'm saying right now in a second. Bhagavad says the assholes actually show you who they are, but the nice guys will switch up really quickly. Yes, because it's transactional for them. They set up expectations around the fact that they're nice, and if you don't reciprocate the way they measure up what they think they should get back for being nice, they will show you who they really are. You're absolutely right. In this context, at least, in what we're talking about. That dude reminded me of the fella from that Will Smith movie. Was it called Hank? Have I said Hank? I'm not sure. I don't remember if I have. I don't remember the story in it. Most self-proclaimed nice guys are narcissistic. Bhagavad, you are absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct.
Let me say this before I forget.
Yes, sir.
Niceness is consistent. If somebody is nice, Somebody will tell you this guy is nice. He's going to be consistent.
Yes, not him saying it's nice.
Yes.
Yes.
Unless it's fake.
Yes.
Yes, somebody will be nice to you because of what that person wanted from you.
Yes. The reason why the niceness you're talking about, which is the dictionary meaning itself, right? When you're being nice, it's just who you are. You don't really have any expectations. You're being nice because that's who you are. But when you're being nice because you think that should translate to women liking you, it's very close to what we're talking about. But also, in addition to that, if you're so nice that you allow people to walk all over you, you're a doormat. It's just hard to respect you. And when a woman can't respect you, she can't love you. You know, it's a demonstration that you don't have core, you don't have your own opinions. You need other people to kind of agree with you for you to feel like a man, you know? And it shows even in every move, even all the way as far back as when you're in school, you behave a certain way. But outside of that, I don't think that's the real core thing. The real core thing here is attraction. The way attraction works, right, is opposite of what your natural instincts tells you, right? Then I also talk about, let me show you something. I'm always going to reference this. The 6 human needs: certainty, variety, significance, connection, growth, contribution, right? So women are humans, right? You're a nice guy, well, you know, that falls in maybe certainty. They kind of know where you are at any point in time. They know what part of the campus to find you. Right? You're predictable. But varieties, the same human being also wants some varieties. It stimulates their mind. Certainty gets to a point. You said consistency just now. It gets boring, right? But then we also know that consistency makes women feel safe. Certainty, they still need it. But when you think that's all they need, all you're showing up as is just this Mr. Nice Guy. And that's one of the reasons why they say it finishes last. Let me play this video really quickly.
Attended to every single thing that I asked for and I needed. Every little detail he picked up on. And that made me want him really bad. I was
So let me rewind that so you can get it. She's saying everything that she's ever wanted, that this guy, every little, that's what she's talking about, right? And of course, if anybody knows this platform, Fresh and Fit, of course, this is all a setup. She's going to fall on her face in a second. Let's just wait for it.
He literally tended to every single thing that I asked for and I needed.
He attended to every single thing that I asked for. That's a good thing, right? Why shouldn't anyone want that? Why shouldn't anyone do that? It's just the right thing to do, right? But let's see how that works out.
Every little detail he picked up on. And that made me want him really bad.
Oh, wait. She said that made me want him really badly. Okay. Now, those are just words. What did I tell you about words all the time, right? The words are just words. But let's keep going.
I was like, damn, like he pays attention. Like he really pays attention to every little thing.
Wait. Let's rewind. Okay. One of the dudes said, did he smash? Meaning, was he able to get you in bed, right? Okay, let's rewind that, right? You notice that she kind of skipped that question. She kept going, right? Because she's still talking about this fairy tale thing, right? The kind of thing you see in the movies, right? Let's keep
pays attention. Like he really pays attention to every little thing.
Chris asked, did you smash?
I didn't. No.
They said, did you smash? She said, I didn't. Now, keep in mind, this is the kind of girls with that kind of lifestyle. They're not virgins, right? But she did not. Right?
Oh.
All right.
He really pays attention to every little thing.
Chris asked, did you smash?
I didn't. No.
All right.
So what's the point of the story?
Not yet. but he's. I
Proves our
mean,
point. And I guarantee there's guys that didn't pay attention to anything you do, and they fucked.
Man.
So that's the point. Here's the thing. Like,
Why would you
You're-
guarantee that?
no, because I know
No,
those are the
but-
guys that get the sex.
Okay, but
so anyway,
in the long term, I would be more interested in the man that tried harder.
fantastic.
long term,
But guess what? He's not going to get that long-term chance, and he did everything right. So going back to the
So sorry. The point of this story, everything else being equal, right? The guy who is the asshole and the guy who is the guy who made sure that, according to, I forgot the word she just used, right? That
Got everything right.
got everything right. Who is going to end up having? Who's going to end up having sex? Kerewa, hey. Who's going to end up doing kerewa
The
with this
asshole.
girl? The asshole. Ladies, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Right?
Brother, let me say something before I forget.
Right.
You know, women should take time and study men.
Right.
It's very important. You know, this woman, Reverend Funkade Juma, you know,
Right.
yeah, she says
That's
something.
that's Antifunke Dollar, we call her.
Yeah, she said something.
Mm-hmm.
He said when a man carry one woman, the man will say, I conquered her.
Yes.
But the woman will say, I own him. I own him. They want to dominate you, but you know, it's going to be short-lived. You can't own somebody.
Right. Right.
That's the way women feel, that they now own him. You can't mess up with me. You can't carry away anybody else. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Yes. But you know, the men feel like, yeah, I've been trying to conquer her.
Yeah, it's the conquering thing, and we're gonna get to that part of it, right? Because we got to talk about the good girls, right?
Yeah.
Does the man want good girls? We have to talk about that, right? We're gonna talk about the conquering thing in a second here. Gracious Greatness is Fresh and Fit is a waste man platform. 100%, I agree with you. But you know, as usual, these platforms, they say a lot of right things, just to kind of rope it into wrong context and try to cajole people into bullshit. But yeah, that was a good clip. I wanted to, because it was the lady that were talking, right? Example of a nice guy we know is Bishop. Absolutely. That's the part that I picked up that a lot of people were not able to pick up. This was a Mr. Nice Guy who was 100% narcissistic in his views, right? And he really thinks just being good should translate to I should get the same treatment from women, and that discounts attraction. That's not how attraction works. Attraction needs from a woman, she needs to feel safe and secure, but she doesn't want to get bored, right? That's why billionaire's wife would dump them for an email Udoka, somebody who is lesser in the game, right? Because the billionaire is always busy, it's certainty, there's always going to be money, they're going to have the cars, everything, right? But, you know, it gets boring because you've been there, done that. You see all the money, right? The money is going to be here every day, it's predictable. But the excitement is missing. It's missing, and a nice guy is often not able to bring that kind of excitement to the table. Sometimes you can bring the excitement just by fashion, just the way you dress. Just clean up, dress up, right? Switch it up every now and then, right? Hey, babe, I'm going to stop by the library today. Switch it up. I'm going to be at the library studying today. I'll see you. I'll see you late night. It's not everything you have to come and put your feet on the table, the same spot every day. I'm just saying some things get boring and attraction gets killed with boredom.
Most importantly, brother, women need your time.
Yes.
They need your time, which is very important. You know, we just came back from our anniversary.
Right.
It was my wife that made it happen. I have to go to my boss and take some days off. I have no choice. And
I'll agree with you, but I'll push back small, and I will explain to you. Let me push back small, right?
Okay.
But I agree with you. It was even better because it's not every day that you did that. It actually makes it even better.
Yeah.
If you show up every day, let's say you have money every weekend, we'll fly out to Miami every weekend.
No.
It won't have the same effect as twice a year you're able to give her that time.
Yeah.
It creates an opposite effect of what she's used to seeing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If the flip side is also true, let's say you're the kind of guy that buys tickets to go to Miami every other weekend. That's just something we did. You have to create there's a mystery effect that you have to spin into that. Maybe for the next one is what's the name of this spot in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, right? Maybe it's Hawaii. You switch it up, right? It's the switch up that creates the effect we're looking for. Not necessarily like if you spend time with your lady all the time, that loses its value too. Now she's saying go and hang out with your friends too. Jesus Christ, you're under my nose all the time. You see what I'm saying?
Definitely they need their me time, you know. But at the same time too, they need their time. You know, I was speaking with a couple. The man is
Right.
with the wife, they are in their 70s. And the man was a general manager of a big company.
Right.
And then he used to travel a lot on plane, you know, stay at the hotel, at the restaurant, eat. And the woman said something which I learned. He said, whenever the man comes home and she's been home with the baby, can we go out on it? The man doesn't want to go out because he's been to a restaurant, he's been staying in a hotel. And that's that's what usually causes their trouble. So you have to create time for the woman. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you have been in the hotel, you'll be enjoying. The woman too need time.
It doesn't matter. It's just a change of the routine.
Yes. So it goes a long way.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's get into this next video right here. We did that already.
A woman's instinct is to find a man who makes her feel safe.
I can tell you from personal experience, you will find that those nice, quiet guys that you don't think much of are probably the most fiercest sumbitches on this planet. And if that man actually cares about you because you've given him a reason to, he'll cut somebody from asshole to appetite. Or a tiger. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, being nice ain't got nothing to do with being safe. Besides that, this is 2021. Go buy a handgun and protect yourself. Equal rights. What are you even talking about? You shouldn't even need a man. Don't be a sissy.
Now, this old man is wrong. This old man is absolutely wrong. And I'll explain why to you in a second. Let me replay it again. There's something that people don't pick up easily, okay? And I understand, but I pick them up, okay? And I try to stress it when I use the word too. She did not talk about being safe. That's not what she said. Let's listen closely and let's see what she said again.
Why women never date the nice guy. A woman's instinct is to find a man who makes her feel safe.
She did not talk about being safe. She talked about who make her feel safe. Those are two different things. Feeling safe and being safe are two different things. Clearly, this woman is safe. She has a phone in her hands. She's shooting a video for TikTok right now, right? She's talking about the feelings of feeling safe. And guess what he says?
I can tell you from personal experience, you will find that those nice, quiet guys that you don't think.
How could there be personal experience? Are you a woman, sir? You're not a woman. So I don't know what he meant by being personal experience, but he's just trying to manipulate us to believe what he's saying. You can find a quiet, nice guy who what?
Think much of are probably the most fiercest sumbitches on.
I'm probably the most fierce. Is that what he said? Fierce. Bottom line is that somebody that will make you safe. That's where you're mistaken. This is a problem with some of the communication between men and women. She's saying something else, but you're thinking safe. You're thinking the pragmatic part of the conversation. She's talking about her feelings, emotions. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, Brother Patrick.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, and he missed that.
Yeah, you're right. You know, the man, this guy is taking it the other way around.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's talking about guns. He's talking about guns. Like what?
Don't want to do that in a relationship. You know, it doesn't turn up to that. You know.
Yeah.
On this planet.
Yeah.
And
feelings.
Yeah, she's talking about feelings. A man who is able to speak his mind makes a woman feel safe. That's the bottom line. Even if that's an asshole. That's really what we're saying here. Right? Even if it's an asshole, the bottom line, she knows what she's dealing with. It's a form of certainty that has varieties. it has the effect of it's fun in it, right? Stimulates. She finds it interesting. If she can find something interesting in you, it doesn't mean exactly verbatim, exactly you're nice. That's not what that means, right? What it means is she feels safe. That means she can laugh. She can look at your assholeness and turn it to I'm just having fun, right?
You know, brother, before I got married, it is just like me because I'm funny.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm down to
Yes. You can make women laugh. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Like she's from Cameroon. But she came as an international student. Just like me. Patrick, you are so funny. Before when we started dating, you know what she told me?
What?
Please, don't talk to any of my friends. Yeah. I don't trust them. Like, what? Are you kidding me?
Yep. Because you're going to make them laugh and their panties will drop to their knees before they know it. This is the reality, brother Patrick.
That was the last thing I expected. Because all those are friends, we were all classmates. So I was shocked.
Right. She knows. Yeah. She knows.
I said women are funny. She's trying to protect herself.
She's protecting her territory. She knows what gets them. That's why I said, why listen to women. That doesn't mean you obey what they say. You're listening to gain this kind of ammunition. You're learning game. They listen closely, not the subjects of the sentences, but the feelings. Anything that looks like emotions in what they're saying, it was what you should be paying attention to. If you care about any kind of relationship with them. And Joe, what's going on, brother? How are you?
Hola. How are you?
Yes, sir. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you too. Good to see you too.
Who is the character in your PTR?
The what?
The character on your profile, whatever this thing is, this StreamYard.
Oh, that's Darth Vader.
Oh, was that like a cartoon character?
No, that's from Star Wars.
Oh, I never watched Star Wars. Sorry.
Shame on you.
Shame on me, right?
You, sir. That is heresy.
and I admitted that on public platform.
Yes, you did.
With my full chest.
With your full chest. Oh, I never watched Star Wars. What is wrong? You live in America?
No. This is we're in the Prestige family right now. It's a mix of everything, brother.
Yeah, but you live in America, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How do you not watch Star Wars and you live in America?
Hey, listen, man. I'm a little weird, man. I don't watch sports. I used to be into soccer a lot, but since I've been here, there's not much soccer going on.
Well, yeah, it doesn't really come on television like it does in other countries. Soccer is the biggest sport on the planet, except in the United States for some reason.
The arrogance of it all, right? The arrogance of it all.
Okay, and we have the nerve to call our sport football when it has very little to do with the feet.
I know they kick it at some point, but
right,
I've never seen it happen.
That's there's like 4 times where you need to kick a football in our version of football, but soccer, we call actual football where you use nothing but your feet except when you're the goalie. You use nothing but your feet. We call that soccer. Like what?
Yep.
No,
soccer.
That makes more sense. Why don't we just call that football?
It's football.
It makes more sense.
Yeah. But I'm used to it. It's been a long time.
Like you said, the arrogance of it all. Right?
Yeah.
I'm American, and I admit, yes, Americans are arrogant. Very.
Oh man. It's only Americans that the wife of the president will go put the hands behind the queens. Put their hands around the queen
the queen, exactly. But that's because we're unfamiliar with the proper decorum here. I mean, we're just not taught that at all at any point in our lives. It takes someone who knows who's familiar with the culture to teach us.
Yes. Somebody well-read, well-traveled.
Right,
yeah.
Because we don't even bother learning it.
Why?
We don't bother.
But it's also why it's the greatest country in the world.
But here's the thing, just in case such an occasion comes up where you do in fact meet a monarch,
right?
You know how to properly present yourself, with respect, and to respect their culture and customs as well.
Yeah,
that's why you should learn. I mean, but here
exactly
for what? No, we're Americans, USA, and this, that, and the other, and it's like, all right, you might mean it, but then learn it when you need it. It's like, wow, what a way to approach the subject, huh?
So meet brother Patrick, by the way. Brother Patrick, meet Mindro.
Hello, Patrick. How are you?
Oh, nice to meet you, my brother.
Nice to meet you too. I wanted to say something in regards to the comment I made earlier.
Yes.
I was saying that the vast majority of people in society today,
right,
they would prefer a comfortable lie, than the uncomfortable truth.
That's
because
a fact.
sometimes the truth hurts, and but that's just how it is. I'd rather personally, I would rather have the truth, no matter how much it hurts, because then I can properly prepare myself for what is to come.
Right.
You know, I'd rather be in the. It's an old proverb. It's better to have and not need than it is to need and not have.
You're very right. Something that might even hurt you. Your feeling might take you time to get ill. You don't want to. Yeah, you don't want to involve yourself in such.
Now, I would disagree with both of you a little bit.
You think you rather not have it and need it?
All of us. For the most part, we're comfortable in the lies. Where do you think the red pill, blue pill thing came from?
Well, see, that's those guys. I'm again, like from my experience in the military, it opened my eyes to a lot. You know, and personally, I would much rather have an uncomfortable lie, an uncomfortable truth, than a comfortable lie. I'd rather know.
Here's how I know that that's not accurate. You know, I know why you feel that way, right? As I'm talking to you right now, right? If I'm agreeing with you, if I continue to agree with you, even if I'm lying through my guts, right? But I'm agreeing with you, I'm all agreeable and stuff. You're still a human being. There's a way it makes you feel here. And you continue to talk because you're like, hey, this person I'm talking to is agreeing with me, right? But if I say, nah, you're absolutely wrong, Mindro, because you still have human emotions, a part of you like, what do you mean I disagree? Okay, what do you mean? Now, you as a man, you're able to accept being disagreed with, right? But I'm saying that instinct, that original feeling you had, that first pushback, right? Where you were like, okay, you disagree with me, especially if it's like an ideology that you really believe in, right? Think religion, think politics, right? And I'm just like, nah, right? If I'm able to say something to you and it upsets you so bad, we start cursing at each other. Has that ever happened to you before?
Well, of course, I think it's happened to the vast majority of us. You know what I mean? Until you gain the emotional intelligence to properly navigate that kind of situation.
Exactly. You see that. If you see that all the time, you get used to it too. But if it's not something you're used to, if you're on the pedestal somewhere where you're used to people, everybody bounce to you like this, bounce to you like that, you also like lies.
You're talking about validation.
Thank you.
If you sit there and agree with me, even if you really disagreed,
yes,
that person feels validated in their ideology and their. I see what you're saying.
That's liking lies.
Yeah, that is like a lie, but the thing is, you don't know it's a lie, do you?
That's the whole point. People don't know it's a lie, but they'll rather stay in that space of fantasy that everybody just agrees with me, right?
Well, not me. Like I said, me personally, someone who just agrees and agrees and agrees, that's what makes me uncomfortable.
That's why
I'm uncomfortable with that. Like, hold on, you can't agree. And I've said this before on other platforms. I was like, you can't possibly agree with everything a person says and be genuine about it.
That's precisely why nice guys finish last. Because at some point, the girl is able to tell that this shit is not authentic.
That's true. If it's not authentic, I mean, the woman won't trust it. And with women, it's about trust. It really is like your character. Like I did an episode called, and I titled it "The Answer." And I said, I told guys, I said, I'm going to explain to you guys how to get submission from a woman. And it was clickbait, I admit. So there's the deception. Okay.
Because that's what they're going to click on anyway.
Right. So it was to get as many eyes on it as possible. So I went through this list of characteristics and things that I said, because I started the episode, I said, okay, men, this is all on you. Has nothing. The woman, it's not her. It's you. And so I went through a list of things that the men have to do.
Right.
And I explained both of them. I gave a little detail on both of them. The first one was consistency.
Right.
And I gave examples of consistency. The next one was humility. I gave a couple of examples of that. The next one was confidence. And the last one was dependability, being dependable. And that was it. It was 4 things, right? And I was like, see, and then I said, fellas, none of these things on this list have anything to do with money. How tall you are, are you in good shape or not? None of that has anything to do with how to get a woman to submit to you.
Those things are not relevant for the most part.
Right, those are irrelevant. I said, what this list consists of are characteristics. It's about your character. I said, what characteristics like this do is they build trust.
Build trust. Yes. Because of the consistency element in it, right?
Exact consistency, dependable, humility. And one of my examples was asking for directions or asking for someone for help. You know, your woman is not going to expect you to know everything because that's impossible and she knows it. However, you did what you had to do, including ask for help to get the job done.
Right.
That's what it's about. Getting the job done. You may not have known how to do it, but you found a way to.
Right.
You know, like if I come to you and say, Ola, I need help with this, that, and the third. You know, my wife wants me or my girlfriend wants me.
You're showing me that you're human.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I asked for help, and together you and I got the job done. And so I come to her, hey, that thing you wanted, got it done. Right. The results, you know, she's like, oh, okay. But she saw me ask you for help. That's not going to be held against you that you asked for help. You know, it's the fact that you did what you had to do. You put your pride to the side, asked for help, and still got it done.
Yep. It's relatable. It makes you relatable. It makes you up as a human being. Those things goes a long way, even when it comes to attraction, right?
Absolutely.
The old thing about, because right now I'm gonna pick on the pick-me's a little bit. A lot of lame men think pick-me's are the shit, but they never marry them. They never pick them.
There you go. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. They never marry them. They
pick-me's
never pick them.
Yeah. People swear up and down that they know my wife, that she's a pick-me. I was like, no, you don't know my wife. My wife is not. Absolutely not no pick-me. She's not gonna let you ride over her anyhow.
Yeah, like my girlfriend, right? I've heard people call her a pick-me, and I'm like, you guys just don't know. She is not some. Is she?
She's not that.
Right? Is she submissive? Yes, she is.
Yes, of course.
But that lets me know that people don't know what submission is. You know what I mean?
People are lame. They don't know life yet, so they're talking out of their ass, and that's fine.
Exactly. As my girlfriend, is she submissive? Absolutely. However, she is not going to let me run over her, even if I were to try. I've never tried, and I never tried, and I have no desire to. That's just not in my character.
And you don't want that either, because
exactly.
I was talking when Brother Patrick was talking about conquering, right? The idea, one of the things that stimulates us when it comes to attraction is that we're able to conquer something. If you're just going to be 100% agreeable to everything I say in the name of you're following a program, there's nothing for me to conquer. It's not something I deliberately decide. It's just the way the brain works. It's boring.
Yes.
There's no varieties in that.
Yes, and it's the same thing with women. Like,
same thing.
A lot of these guys who do make a lot of money, they are 6 foot tall with the 6-pack abs. Now me, I'm 5'8" with 6-pack abs. But I get submission from my girlfriend. You know what I mean? So there's something wrong with their math. You telling me I have to be 6 foot tall? Like, no.
Nope.
You do not. You know, that's not true. And you know, it's just people put out this stuff. Like a lot of these guys who make a lot of the money and they have the 6-pack and the 6 foot tall. You talk to their women, and their women would say that those guys are lame.
Yeah, like he's not 6 foot four, but like fresh from Fresh and Fit. Fresh, like that one, right? Like you see what that white girl was doing with him some few months back on the internet. Right, exactly.
Yeah.
You can't get a woman to submit to you because they can see through your especially if you talk too much. They can see through your bullshit. They know your game. But you can use the money, but there's only certain type of girls that get attracted to just money too.
Exactly. Now, if that's the kind of girl you want, cool, but just know that
Knock
that's
yourself
not going
out.
to be something that's going to last forever. If you're looking for some women who are looking for something that's going to last forever, the money is not a big deal. Like my girlfriend, she doesn't care about money. I could come to her. She told me I could come to her, no job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And hat in hand or whatever. She said, I don't care about your money. I just want you.
Yep.
She told me that flat out.
Like, by any chance, do I know your girlfriend? you don't have to say it here.
You've seen her.
I've seen her?
Yeah, if you watch our content on Black Men Unfiltered, you've seen her.
Oh, I have? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good,
and especially on Tuesday nights. But
Tuesday night. Okay, cool.
Yeah, but
congratulations for that, man, because I was about to start dragging your ass. If you don't figure that out soon.
Thank you. But yeah,
I just want to apply this to products.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
That's why most companies do file for bankruptcy. You know, when you have a product that doesn't have quality, and you guys fail to improve on your quality based on lie, the cost is going to be high, and the product is going to end up being rejected by your customer. We had cases of cars being recalled by GM, thousands of cars, because they failed to adhere to quality. And many managers were sacked one time. They have to let them go. Like more than 50 managers.
Yes, women who are looking for something serious, who are honestly looking for marriage, are looking for quality.
Yeah.
You know, the money has very little. Yes, they want a stable life. You know, of course they. But if you're making $50,000 a year, she's making $40,000 a year. Okay, together in a marriage together, you're pulling in $80,000. I mean $90,000. So you're fine as a couple. You don't need more than $90,000.
Of course not. Of course not. You don't need more than you can manage. I hear that all the time too. Like six figures is not enough. Shut your trap up. Even 50 grand can go a long way. It just all depends on what your appetite is, right? Some people say New York City, like, listen, there are people making 50 grand in New York City. Stop the cap.
There are. Now, New York is ridiculously expensive. However, when
it is tight. It is tight, yeah.
Especially depending, like my sister, Shushu, she lives in Manhattan, right?
Oh, she does. I did see her taking a picture in Newark. I was about to say, hey, you came to my backyard. What's going on?
Yeah, she lives in Manhattan. Yeah.
Okay.
Right? And so it is stupid expensive there.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Yeah.
Right. But you know, they have subsidies for people. You know what I mean? If you just can't afford it, like they have different high-rise apartments where they're subsidized for people who can't afford the rent, because if your rent is $2,300,
right?
And then you look at because I looked at buying a place there because I love the city so much. I love New York. I really do.
New York is beautiful, man. Let me know if you come to New York, man.
I will, and I'll be there sometime next year, because I do go see my sister at least once or twice a year.
Okay,
I come to New York, so I was looking about a place there, and it was like $2,300 for a 1-bedroom, 1 bathroom. I was like, you want $2,300 for this?
Yeah,
and it was small.
That's the cheapest. That's the cheapest.
Yeah. That's on the low end. I was like, stop playing. Yeah. The real estate market here is sad. Who's buying these places? I mean, it raises so many questions. You know, it's savage.
That's the young, and it smells like shit too. But it
does. I have to hit up you and Aliyah, Black David.
Yes,
come to New York because he lives in. I think he lives in Brooklyn.
He's in Brooklyn. Yes, he's in Brooklyn.
I love that guy too. But I'm there, and I'm like, okay, but you're right. There are people who are making $50,000 living in New York City, and they're getting along fine.
I'm not saying that's the desired lifestyle you want to have. My point is that you can make it happen if that's what you have to do. I'm just saying the inflated rhetorics around it has to be 6-figure. It's just not true anywhere in the world. It's just not true. It has nothing to do with marriage. It has nothing to do with attracting a girl. There are broke guys sleeping with all those girls all the time. So you see them say two things in the same breath, and they're conflicting and contradicting each other at the same time. Like, no. Is the Pookie and Riri taking all the girls or not? Okay, all right, good. Do you have to have 6 figures or not? Oh, no, okay, you are lame. You think you have to have 6 figures. Well, they're going to be attracted to your money, and you're still going to be dragged through this mud.
Right, and like it's personality, like you guys just said right before I came up on the platform, came up here. It's just you can make a woman laugh as long as she's having fun with you.
That's it, man.
Yeah, and when you get married, you still have to date your wife.
Yep.
You don't have to do it every weekend, but every now and again, maybe once a month or so, you go out and do something fun together.
You have to. You
have to do these things.
Tonight we're supposed to end up in Brooklyn at a concert. AY Live got cancelled. You know, I'm sad a little bit because once in a while we try to throw this in there. You gotta keep things stimulated, and if you don't understand that, you'll suffer. Even all the way down to micro conversational levels. Don't be so predictable. We know that you hate Star Wars, the same shit you're gonna say all the time. Okay, relax. What else is exciting about the things you believe in? Right?
Right.
So yeah. Let me get through some of this video. Hang in there real quick.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let me play this. Let me play this guy right here.
Interest in the truth, but I feel sorry for him. Watch this video. And Daz had no interest in the truth, but I feel sorry for him. Watch this video.
I'm not going to call him.
Daz had no interest in the truth, but he feels sorry. That was Andrew Tate. Let's see what Daz has to say. Let's go back.
And Daz had no interest in the truth, but I feel sorry for him. Watch this video.
I'm not going to call them feminists because they're not feminists. They're just fucking man haters, all right?
Man
and they are
haters.
they're angry at men. Do you know why? Because they've dated arseholes. They've dated arseholes. They've gone to a club and they've picked the biggest prick in the joint. They've ignored someone like me who isn't amazingly attractive. I don't have hench arms. I don't talk about my gains. I just enjoy fucking food, all right? But I'm a nice guy. I'm a nerd, all right? But you won't pick me. You won't come over to me.
You're sitting there like, oh, and I'm overweight. I'm not particularly attractive, but I'm a nice guy. You know, I'm a bit of a nerd. Yes, I'm a nice guy too.
They don't choose you, but why would they?
This is what you don't get. I'm a nice guy too.
I'm a nice guy too. That's another nice guy. He just loves food. But somehow he expects the ladies to take him just like that. And if they don't take him, they're just man haters. Yes, let me play one more.
That
go ahead.
nice guys finished last one. That's
Good morning, starshine. The earth says hello.
videos like this be having men think that nice guys finished last one. That's not really the case.
It is always the case, dude. It's always the case. I could. Oh Lord, let's keep going.
They just run into a lot of immature ass women that.
Let's blame it on the women for not wanting us. We're the nice guy.
Want to be played with, that want to be on that toxic shit, and they really can't handle a good man. Or
oh, they just jealous of us. They can't handle us real men.
But they're not used to being with or around a good man in their life. So those same immature women use that, oh, you too nice for me tactic because they really
you too nice for me is a tactic.
just can't handle a good man. Nice guys not weird at all.
Wait. Nice guys are not weird at all. Let me tell myself, nice guys are not weird at all. Let's keep going.
Y'all just create that narrative on us when in reality, you're just not ready to be real with yourself and tell yourself that you really not ready for this type of person. Then those nice guys get used to those type of immature women and adapt to it, which make them think that they got to be on that toxic mean shit in order to keep a girl. When in reality, that girl don't even know what she missing out on.
She doesn't know what she's missing out on, huh? Brother Patrick, what's your take on this before I go to my draw?
Oh my God. Well, the guy shows it is immature, you know.
He doesn't like the truth, obviously, right? He doesn't like the truth.
Doesn't like the truth. He's blaming it on the guys. You know what I mean?
There are many of them like this, by the way.
He's being defensive instead of him to learn. Yes.
Yep.
If you are not good at something, you can learn.
Yes, absolutely. You know what they say? It's different for everyone. Relationship is not the same for everyone. It's unique. No, you can learn. There are some principles that is the same thing everywhere you go in the world. If I go to Medro, watch this, right? If I go to some of my Nigerian brothers, they still I'm Americanized. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. If I come to the Americans say, dude, ain't you like African? It's the same issue everywhere. I keep telling these people, man. The same thing. What's your take on this, Mindrell?
Nice guys finish last. They do. That's number one. That's a fact. But what this brother was saying here in the last video, that's just something guys tell themselves so they won't feel so bad.
I know.
About the circumstances, that's what that is. And it's unfortunate, but nice guys do finish last. It's because we at first, until we learn the game,
right?
We do come with a certain level of what can be seen as awkwardness.
Yes.
We're just into different things that a lot of, socially extroverted people are into.
That's a key thing you just said. Be seen as. The only thing that matters. Be seen as. It's not what you see yourself as. It's what the world, the society, the marketplace that you're talking about, what they see you as. That's the only thing that matters. Go ahead.
Right. They see you as awkward. They see you as lame or boring because a lot of nice guys, like the one first guy, he's a nerd, obviously, right? The guy, he says, "I'm a nice guy too. I just like food." Okay, but when you look at, do you think girls want a chubby guy? Like, you're not going to be her first pick. You know what I mean? And that's a reality he has to sit with.
Everything else been equal, right?
Yeah. Everything else being equal, he has to understand and accept that reality. Him being overweight, you're not going to be. You're probably not going to be a woman's first pick. Okay, until she gets to know you and you start off as friends and everything. But that's the long way. You're not going to catch her eye. We know this.
Yep.
So,
and I'm willing to bet that you're not being picked because you're overweight. You're just boring, my nigga.
Right.
You're boring. We were here when the biggies of the world, the freaking
right.
I'm not a player. I'm just what's the name of that guy? Fat Joe's brother, right?
Yeah.
We're here when they were bagging all of these chicks. You may say it's because of the money, but those guys were always bagging chicks because they knew how to entertain.
Exactly.
A lady.
They're not boring. They know how to entertain. Exactly. And guys who are nerds, they're typically introverted, play a lot of video games. They're socially awkward. And you'd be amazed at how many professional athletes are the same way.
Yeah.
They're socially awkward. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing they know is basketball. They have nothing else to offer the woman. So a lot of their ladies, even though these guys have all this money, a lot of them go out and cheat because they're looking for the excitement.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They're looking for, that oomph.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And again, you can't just take a woman to a restaurant and go home. Take her to do something she's never done before.
Yep.
And
Yep.
Gracious
greatness says, you know what? I'm not a nice guy. Whoever gets the pleasure of meeting me shall observe the good, bad, and the ugly of me. However, I'm just trying to make improvement. And that's the lesson. Just be you, but be aware. Self-awareness. If you're being received as lame, it is what it is. Then you learn some skill set to improve or mitigate that. You have to be yourself. But there's some things that's more of on the weak side of how you present to a lady, right? Then there are other ways to compensate for that, right? Sometimes just you're very smart and instead of trying to win this lady, just focus on what you do and learn how to say, what's your name? Don't try to learn Lucario's every word game. No, it's not necessary. What's your name goes a long way. Just having the confidence enough to walk up to a lady and say, what's your name, right? That goes a long way. And don't try to be somebody else, but be aware and don't blame it on the don't give your problem away. Like, no, that my problem, it belongs to somebody else. There's no better way to say you're lame. It's got to be somebody else's fault. No, that's lame behavior. Go ahead, Mindrell. I'm going to pull up a couple more videos because we got to pick on the ladies too.
It's absolutely lame behavior. And that it goes back to what I said about confidence.
Yeah.
If you can fake confidence at first, you know what I mean? But what happens is the more you do something, the better you get at it.
Yes.
So that's why when I talk to younger guys, I counsel them to listen, approach 10 women in 1 week. Just ask her name, start a conversation about what? Whatever. The weather, a car, whatever. If she's at a grocery store,
something
about what she's ask her about something about what's in the shopping cart. You know what I'm saying?
What's in your shopping cart? That's it, right?
Right.
Just don't come there with memorized list of things to ask. Be engaged, be interested in what's going on presently.
Exactly. And I said, even if she rejects you, so what?
And
don't curse her out. Don't get upset. Don't feel bad. Just okay, cool. Hey, no problem. You're not interested. That's cool. Have a good day. Nice meeting you. And you walk away. You go do your business. She goes and does hers. I said, but you have to understand. To be a man, you're gonna have to get used to being rejected.
That's just reality.
Because it's the reality of men. We have to take more chances than women. Typically, the typical man has to take more chances than a typical woman, and the more chances you take, the more rejection you're going to be exposed to.
Right.
So you have to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations.
It's like applying for a job. You're going to get gazillion.
Exactly.
Yes.
Like you post your resume on Indeed or something like that.
Yeah.
Or a government job. You make a profile and you post your resume up. You have no idea how many people have looked over your resume and said no, thank you.
You're going in the database of 10,000 plus people instantly.
Yeah.
Right. You have no idea how many people have looked over your resume and said no, thank you.
Based on keywords.
Yeah. You've been rejected like 10,000 times and don't even know it. So you have to get used to rejection. And I tell guys, be personal. Approach women. Go talk to her. She's a person. She's not to be feared. Just talk. Just say hello. Like you said, hello goes a long way.
Yeah.
Because now you have her attention. You said hello. Yeah. Okay, you have her attention. And now you said
hello. What's your name? And take it from there.
There you go.
If it doesn't feel natural, keep it moving. Just back up. Say nice to meet you. If it doesn't feel natural, you're not trying to sleep with 1,000 people. I'm assuming you're just looking for your girl. It's only one.
Let's hope they're not trying to sleep with 1,000 women. That's another problem.
Well, if you don't know how to talk to a girl and you're trying to sleep with 1,000 people, you got a serious problem.
Absolutely.
Right? You can't get one.
Because one thing I've heard in this space that I do agree with, space, I've heard a couple of guys say it. When it comes to marriage, you only have to get it right once.
Yeah. I think I heard that from what's his name? The guy from Lapif. I forgot his name now.
Anton Daniels.
Anton, yeah.
That's the same person I heard say it. Anton said that, and I completely agree with that. He is absolutely right.
He's right. You only need one.
You only have to get it right once. That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
And when I heard Anton say that, I was like, he's absolutely right.
Yeah.
You only have to get it right once, and that's what really, quiet as I keep it, that kind of reboosted my engine, because I was like, I came to the fact that I accepted the fact that I was probably going to be alone.
Oh, because that's what a man of a certain age or a woman of a certain age, that's what it naturally does to you.
Right.
You start to question yourself.
Exactly, because I just turned 44. Turned 44 a couple of weeks ago, and I'm like, man, I haven't married, I haven't had kids. What have I done?
Right.
So I reevaluated my life. I was like, oh, okay. The problem is I just hadn't had time. You know
Right.
what I mean? I always had, I was in the army. I was in the army, and I was all over the planet. I was never here stateside, so I was never in a position to meet a woman, develop a stable relationship that would lead to marriage, and that was years of that. You know what I mean? That was my whole youth. In my early 20s. So then I worked for Department of Defense. I was at work all the time. I even bought a bed and put a bed at work.
At work.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
I would sleep at work, man.
Jesus.
So
it's real, man. It's real.
Yeah, I was working. For the vast majority of my life, I was never in a position where I could meet a woman, develop a relationship, and that lead to marriage. So I was like,
it probably wasn't a priority for you for a long time too, right?
Exactly. For a long time, it was not a priority. And now that things have slowed down, and I'm like, I look back and I'm like, wow, okay.
Right.
All right, let's
You probably looked at your 30s and said, where did it go?
Exactly, I did. I look at my 30s, I do. My 20s as well. I'm like, Jesus, where did time go?
Yeah.
So
see, I asked, but I'm 42 now, and I asked myself, where did my 30 go? But before I go upstairs in the second after the show, I will see my 30s. I got my 14-year-old, my 11 years old, and the house is busy.
Yeah.
But even me, I have to sometimes where did the 30s go? Jesus Christ. And then they remind me, okay, all right, this one's over here. But you're right, man. You're right. Let me go through some videos. This guy you're looking at on the screen, you may not realize he's a guy. We call him that's all the faces of his life. That's all of him on the thumbnail right there. Right? So
Bobrisky,
yes. So it's probably the most popular cross-dresser in Nigeria. Okay. So but he had something to tell his fellow girls. They call themselves the girls, right?
Right.
So, and I'm gonna play it in a second here.
Good girl, no they pay. Hope you know that. I'm a good girl. I don't go out. I don't want to cheat on my boyfriend. I don't want to, they pay. Your good girl where you do since last year, 2020. Wait till you see for dear. Let me hook your fucking ass up, bitch. Let the money spend on you. You go see money, you go fear. All those good girls where they stay for out. I don't used to go out.
The girls. The girls. You're fun.
You do your body. You are still broke. You get pum pum. You are broke. Ha! There's a why are you sneezing? This girl. You face mark. Hey! Guys, 2021. Your mommy is dripping. Yes, I said it. She's dripping in gold.
She called her. I just said she called. He called himself their mommy.
Cartel. My necklace.
Oh Lord! What kind of character is this one, man?
Yeah, you boo. Screenshot it. Show all the gold seller. This is fucking 18 carats. Yeah, you boo. I'm your mother. Respect me. You guys should pay homage.
All right, I'm just gonna fly through. You have some thoughts around that real quick?
Wow.
I know there was some pidgin English there, so I'm sure you.
Yeah, there's some pidgin English, but I think the first thing that comes on mind is wow.
Like wow, right? You're like that's a whole man, right?
Yeah. Hey.
Let me play. I'm just gonna fly through the clips and then we'll talk. So yeah. All right, not this one. Let me grab the other one. We're gonna come to this here. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, this one.
I have a question. Fellas, why aren't you picking the pick-me's?
There are women out there who are willing to let men cheat on them. They're willing to pay all the bills while you sit at home and play video games all day, driving their car, dropping them off back and forth to work, break babies, cheating on them incessantly, all of that. There are women out there who are willing to do all of that for the sake of having a man. Those women are classified as pick-me's. The reason why I think that men don't pick women like that is because desperation on a woman is very unattractive, and men are not attracted to women who make it that easy. If he barely did anything, but he gets everything from her, that's not cute. He doesn't want that. Men only appreciate what they've had to work hard for and what they've had to earn. And when women don't make them earn anything, they don't respect it and they don't respect you. As much as men jump on this app every day and complain about women's standards, truthfully, when they're looking for a wife or somebody to settle down with, they want a woman with some standards.
All right, let's go to the next one.
I have a question. Fellas, why aren't you picking the pick-me's? There's women that literally agree with everything you're saying. They agree with whatever your program is. They want to go 50-50. Hell, they'll even take care of you. They'll put things in their name for you. They'll love you, your dirty draws. They'll do everything that you're asking them to do. They don't want to go on real dates. They just want love. They just want to show up. They want to be loved, and they want you to love them and care for them. And men have it hard. You guys have been down bad. You've been subjugated. You've been all these things. There's women that literally agree with the entire sentiment of your program. Why aren't you picking them? Why do you instead try to change the minds of the women who don't agree? Why are you focusing on the women that don't agree? Go where you're appreciated and loved. Go pick the pick-me's. Stop trying to convince women like me in the comments to change our minds. Stop.
To get this off my chest, I'm sorry. So y'all know in my last video, I talked about not being a wife to your boyfriend. How it's levels to this shit. Don't be acting like a wife if you ain't one. I use my relationship as an example because I've been in a long-term relationship and there's just some things I don't do. Things I consider to be duties a wife would do. That I am not. Nor am I ready to be. But there were a lot of pick-me's and Kevin Samuel was talking about some, oh, why he ain't, he must not, he. Baby, where in y'all mind do y'all believe that marriage is solely up to the man? If anything, it's my decision. Trust me, a man knows when you want to marry his ass. And let's be clear, I've never been one of those women who walk around the world looking for a man or a husband. Bitch, getting married is not even in my top 3. It's barely making my top 5. But it is something I want one day. That day will be when I am where I want to be as my own fucking woman. Baby, this love right here is primary. Loving somebody else is secondary. Know that.
I
You
can't
muted.
hear
You
your
muted.
voice.
We can't hear you.
Sorry about that. You guys could see me, right? So thank you. Thank you it's good that you could see me because I was talking my ass off. That girl that just talked, she's a lot of cap. It's a lot of cap in what she's saying. There's no way you're gonna be with a guy and then you're measuring. If you really like him, you're not measuring when you decide to cook or not. That's not how that works. If you're a person who cooks, you naturally want to do that for him. You're not looking at the time and saying, once you're married, that's not how that works naturally. Not especially if you've been with them for a while. So that's cap. But she has a point about the whole pick me thing. But let me keep going here. Let's keep going. I wanted to throw that in there before I continued. Let's see. Okay.
Never seen a pick me picked online or in real life.
Yo, that statement made me realize why guy pick-me's get picked and girl pick-me's don't. First off, pick-me men don't really exist in the same way that pick-me women do. Pick-me women are oppressed people who are asking for more oppression. They are oppressing themselves and don't really get appreciation for that from the oppressor. Because the oppressor wants a free...
Alright, so the whole comparison to oppressor thing has nothing to do with the real life issue here we're talking about. We're talking about, at the end of the day, we're talking about attraction. Everyone is capping. At the end of the day, we're talking about attraction. No, this is not your society community talk. No, this is the idea that you're attracted to a person, they're attracted to you back. It's as simple as that. There's no oppression going on. Once you start using all this crazy analogy, or you say, what about if you go to the market and buy a BMW? No, it doesn't fit because there's no attraction at play in those things. Emotions are at play here. And we have to, that's the biggest variable. It has to be factored. Probably the only thing that should be factored. Let me go on to the next one here. Let's see here. All right, so we got some pigeon that will happen here. So Mindro, just listen closely. You'll get some.
Personally, I mean, I like to have a bad girl for me. For me, personally. Be bad girl for me. Don't be bad girl for everybody.
Yeah, that's
yes, I agree. I'm selfish. Be an original bad girl for me. Be my bad girl. Let my wife be my bad girl. Do you get what I'm saying? Let my wife be everything for me, so that when I go outside,
nothing will face you.
You know, get what you want.
Nothing will face you, yeah.
Nobody, when my wife sit down on top of me like this, name, hick him, yeah, 2 seconds, rah, warm. So who?
All right. How many of you watch Frankly Speaking? It's a good podcast, by the way. Let's go to the next
What
one.
we're talking about, if good girl pays. Now, in relationship, to be honest, do whatever you want to do. Don't say because of one man you have to be the good girl for him, because that man will still go and meet that bad girl outside.
He likes one bad girl outside.
Exactly. Everything he's telling you not to do, he's doing it with. He's liking somebody else that is doing that thing. He just doesn't want like other men to come towards you, or maybe because he wants to keep you for himself. Do whatever you want to do. But when it comes to the society, workplace, good girl pays. Make sure you make sure that the funds you are putting up is a good fund whereby people can tell you, oh, that girl, she will do this right, she will do this right. Yeah. But when it comes to relationship, I like you do whatever.
If you do what you want to be do, you may still be rejected in the real world. it is what it is. Be aware. Be socially aware. That's really the point here. I hear that a lot. Do what you want to do. Trust me. That's not how that shit works. I'm sorry, okay? You need to be self-aware. Be yourself, yes, sure, but leave room for growth because you just may not know enough. You know? You just may not know enough, you know? Let's go to this one.
Depends on the character, the attitude. So
Exactly. So because she's doing parole, like Pretty Mike saying, doesn't make her a bad girl.
I mean, almost every guy do parole these days.
You understand? That she has two different boys.
NYSC girls.
That she has one.
Mandro, let me ask you. If somebody has two different boyfriends, does that make her a bad girl?
Well, in what context?
She has two boyfriends. One is good for fixing the tires and the other one is good for future.
Oh, well, I don't know if it makes her a bad girl. It makes it not for me. I know that much.
Right. Because I'm not sure what this chick is talking about. That doesn't really make her a bad girl. What are you talking about?
Right. I mean, well, the thing is, for me, it's like, I know it makes her not for me.
Not for me, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Bad girl, I mean, because to say she's a bad person, I think she's taking advantage of both dudes, but here's the thing, both those guys might know about each other and might be in on it.
Exactly.
So then is she still a bad girl if we call her one?
Exactly.
You see, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, if everybody is honest and everybody is okay with the circumstances,
and they subscribe to that, yeah,
right, and they subscribe to it, then everything's fine. I have no pushback for that. If that's what you're into, it's not for me. But if that's what you are into, you go right ahead. I mean, have fun. More power to you. It's just
knock yourself out.
Yeah, knock yourself out. Do you?
Yeah.
But don't come to me asking me for advice when you have problems. I don't know how to deal with that.
Right.
I can't counsel you on that one. I don't know what to do.
We will need some context.
Right. You got too much going on for one.
Somebody said, okay, so bad Gavad gets it. Bad as in dictionary or as in slay mama? That's a good question. So slay mama in Nigerian slangs means hot girl summer, something like that, you know. I think they say that here too, right? Slay mama.
Nah.
Not really. Okay, that's Nigerian
Really.
context. That's Nigerian slang for like a hot girl summer, Insta IG, babe, you know, that type of shit. Anyway.
They thought of this good girl, no they pay. Hope you know that. It was coming from.
So anytime they say good girl, no they pay, that means being a good girl is not rewarding. That's what that means.
A perspective, right? That, you know, like I think this morning I saw a post on Instagram where one babe was like, she remembers when she used to buy gifts for a guy, you know, she even bought tires for him, you know, and then next thing he was like, can you pay my rent 6 million naira or something like that? So she was typically trying to be the good girl now. Oh, I don't really like money in a relationship. You don't have to give me money, blah, blah, blah. So she was being the good girl, doing everything, and then he came with that.
Being a good girl does not mean to be stupid.
Exactly. So that's what we're trying to establish here. Being a good girl.
The lady just told us about buying tires and gifts for the guy.
She
did not tell us if the guy
money
did
don't
anything
enter.
for her.
Money don't enter. I know you want to argue, but leave it. Let's leave it. What we're talking about is that.
Yeah, it's my money.
What we're talking about here now is that good girl no they pay in the sense that. In your being a good girl, don't be stupid because people can take you for granted when you're forming, oh, I'm a good girl,
Yeah,
I don't want to do that. And then
true.
if you also look at it in a different level, especially in Lagos, those of us that are good girls that we are staying in our house from morning till night every day, we are broke.
Not everybody.
Okay, yes.
Tone is not broke.
I'm not broke.
Okay,
Amen.
Tone goes out now. Tone goes out.
I don't go out. I go out only when I'm bored.
She just said you're a bad girl indirectly.
No. Every girl
love what I'm wearing. That doesn't make me a bad girl.
So bad girl in this contest, FYI, so we can stay on topic. It's not a bad girl slay queen. No, it is bad, as in like a bad girl that's not good for marriage, essentially. That's not good for a long time. Yeah, that's the contest. Because we're talking about nice guys. Now we're talking about pygmies versus the good girl versus bad girls, right?
Right.
So just to bring everybody to speed on that.
That's nude.
So
I love what I'm wearing. That doesn't make me a bad girl.
You're almost nude.
Because I want to be like that. because this is me. Like, I want to wear that thing.
Confident
and it's
in
for
my body.
me.
No,
So
body
if you have,
positivity
if you have
let
problem
me
with it,
let me ask you
that's
something.
on you.
Let me ask you, Mercy.
So gentlemen, do we like a girl that has confidence?
Yeah, I like it. I do. I like a woman who has confidence.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't want her to walk out half naked either, like the guy said.
Like you're nude, right?
Right. You're almost nude.
Almost nude.
You're almost nude.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want that either.
Man.
You know what I mean? But she wants to wear that. More power to you. I'm not gonna approach you though.
I hear you. Me too. Me either, man. Let's be honest. And most guys, not nice guys, most guys that actually can make you feel like a woman, make you feel safe and give you good life will also not be interested, ladies. Just so you know, okay? If you're walking around here naked, you're just being you. Please continue to be you. But please do not blame the rest of the world when you're getting the results you're getting. When you make choices, there are consequences, and it's okay to face those consequences with your full chest too. Let me play one more last one, and then we're gonna have that conversation to round up this fantastic show. Let's see.
It is true. I am a virgin. That feels so good to say. And the reason I'm coming out is because I've realized we are the marginalized in society. Like, we used to be the standard, but right now you can't find a single man who says they want to marry a virgin. Like, I don't understand how that changed, but I believe we deserve recognition. We deserve to be respected because we've kept ourselves pure for the men and for our husbands of the future. And it's just so disheartening to see that all the work we put up in preserving our purity and preserving ourselves is not being recognized. So with that said, I'd like to tell the men out there that we still exist and they should just look in our direction and they'll see that we want them. It is true.
Can somebody tell me what the hell she's talking about? She's talking about she put in work because she's a virgin. Help me out here.
I think what she means by put in work, what I think she means is she's holding off, abstaining from sex before marriage. So to her, that's work.
Is that work? Let's assess that. Is that work? If you've never had sex before, I understand somebody who is being celibate. That's work.
Right.
If you've tasted it.
Yeah, if you tasted it and you're refraining from it, yes. You're right. That is work.
That's
but
work.
If you don't know what it feels like.
There's no frame of reference
at all.
Where's the work?
Exactly. And I think the biggest problems that virgins are having, and for us to get men, because men know, if she says I'm not having sex before marriage, well, most men that you run across are gonna want to have sex before marriage. That's the problem. It's not that you're a virgin, is that the man is not gonna get any before the marriage.
Yep.
That's the ultimate problem that virgins are finding themselves. Situation that virgins are finding themselves in.
Yes.
That's why it's difficult to find a man to commit to you and go on to marriage. He's not getting sex before the marriage.
That's the problem. It's the same problem on both sides. I keep telling people humans are humans. How we tell the story is different because we're obviously different too, right? Men and women.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the same problem. If it feels boring, it's boring. It's not about virgin, but if you go around town announcing yourself as a virgin, you're looking for extra validation beyond what you should be getting. There's a feeling that's inside. There's a sense of fulfillment that you should be getting for doing such a honorable thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But clearly, it's not enough. You need everyone else to donate into that validation, and that's lame behavior.
Yeah, let me say one or two things. Like she said, she's putting in work because all our maids probably are not virgin. And in the society where,
of course not.
Yeah, basically everybody is not a virgin. Like it's like it work for her.
Yeah.
To say that's what she meant. That she's keeping herself pure, preserving herself to.
Which is a beautiful thing. It's a honorable thing to do, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you an example. By God's grace, before I got married, I was a pastor. I was privileged to pastor a church, and I was single. Not that I was a virgin,
Mm.
you know, but I decided that when I become a Christian, I decided to keep myself pure.
Right.
I don't want to mess myself up, you know. And even my dad approached me when I was engaged to my girlfriend then, my fiancée then, say, "What are you doing? Are you kidding me?" And my dad was mad. He said, you didn't do that. I said, why must I do it? I'm not a baby. Must you force me? He said, no. And my dad was giving me an example. He said his cousin had a baby on the day of their wedding. You see, after the reception, she just, she was feeling something. They rushed out to the hospital and she had the baby. Said, "That's no big deal, Patrick." And I said, "I'm sorry, sir, Dad. You're my dad. I respect you, but that's what I chose to do."
That's what you chose to do.
Let me be frank. This is my first time of saying it. Fortunately for me, my wife was a virgin. So it's not as if I planned it. It's not as if I'm more righteous or holier. It just came that way.
It's just the way it is. It's just the way it was. All right.
And if I had, gone ahead, as a pastor, I'm cutting corner, pressurizing my fiancé then.
Thank you.
Guy, he's a fake guy. You know what I mean?
You're not relatable. That's why. So you now feel like they're not listening to you. No, you're not relatable. You're coming off judgmental.
Yeah.
These are some of the things that the church is having a hard time understanding. They think it's about right and wrong. Enforce certain standards. Listen, you need to teach the values in the standard, not the standard.
Yeah, you're right. So
if you're so focused on the rules, people disconnect. People have choices. They don't have to obey your bullshit.
Like my wife grew up with a very strict parent. Like her mom told her when she was growing up, when she at the age of puberty, that if you touch a man, if you touch you,
my wife too,
pregnant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she was scared.
They were scared. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were scared.
She went to college. She kept us as she became born again. So that was in her. But me, I was an area boy. I was rocking. We are quite. I'm sure Allah would know better.
Yeah.
I was ordained as a pastor and redeemed.
Okay.
She was a Christian born again, Chris Okote's church.
Chris Okote, isn't that in Abuja? Or it was in Lagos too?
Household of God. Chris Okote.
I know Chris Okote. I thought it was Abuja. I guess it was originally Lagos, right? They have one in Abuja.
Lagos. So it's Redeemer and Chris Okote church is different. What I mean?
Yeah.
Yes. Very different.
Yeah.
So I didn't know her from nowhere.
Because Redeemed back then was like Deeper Life.
Yes. So we were different. If we from that, crossing this other path, getting to relationship with somebody from a different church, no.
Right.
So the way God just made everything, I didn't plan.
So let me bring Mindrell up to speed, right?
Yeah.
So Mindrell is like somebody going to TD Jakes' church of today as compared to the Baptist of 1973. Right?
Oh, wow.
One is more conservative than the other.
Yes, very much so.
They don't mix. It's like you dare not touch that boy.
One is far more conservative than the last one.
Yeah.
The next.
Yeah.
Yes.
All the slay queens right now at TD Jakes' church right now are Creflo Dollar. So it's acceptable.
Creflo Dollar.
It's acceptable.
let me give you a background. How I met my woman.
Right.
Yeah, the first time I was posted to a church as an assistant pastor, the pastor of that church was not always there. They said, "Okay, can you go there?" So the first time I went there, they were using a 5-star hotel.
Okay, for church.
For church Bible study, and the church was owing 6-month rent. And the hotel said, "This is enough." They kicked the church out. So when I got there with my letter, I met the people outside. They were praying. They said, "Well, we couldn't enter the church." And I came to say, "Thank God we have the pastor." And I said, "God, why did you bring me to this place?" So one of the parishioners now said, "Well, His mom has a big house, 2 buildings with a big parking lots, very big. So now I said, let them approach the mom. And I was a junior pastor, and I called the senior pastor. They want to go and meet the mom. So the mom, I said, okay.
How many members? How many members?
We are like 30 then.
Like 30? Jesus Christ.
So the pastor let me talk to the landlady. The landlady now said, well, I'm going to talk to my tenant and see the tenant. I said, well, on Sunday, they're going to be moving their car out of the parking lot. We just make a tent.
So you can do church on in the parking in the driveways. Yeah.
Driveway, very big place, you know what I mean?
Wow.
So we shouldn't make more noise. So and
how's that possible to not make noise?
No, you know, we should just take it easy. You know what I mean?
Easy. Right, right.
Brother, the landlady is my mother-in-law.
Oh, wow.
And some people objected. They said, we are not going. That we've been using a 5-star hotel. How can we go to a place that will be using their driveway? You know what I mean?
Was this in Lagos?
But that was in Lagos.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know my wife from nowhere. So God just orchestrated everything for me meeting her. You know, I didn't know her.
Interesting. Let's get to this topic for the girls, right?
Yeah.
Do we care for? Do we want virgins? Do we want good girls?
Yeah, I do.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Does she have to be a virgin?
She doesn't have to be.
She doesn't have to be.
Pastor Patrick,
doesn't have to be.
do you advise people to look for good girls only?
Well, you know, cases are different. The Bible says, if the Lord shall mark our iniquity, who will stand? And virginity is not a prerequisite to make heaven.
Wow. I think some people are hearing that for the first time.
Yes,
now we're not discouraging virgins.
Yeah, we are not.
Okay, all right.
I just gave you my own case.
Right.
Virgin. I've screwed up several times. You know what I mean?
Before you met your wife.
Yes.
Right.
I wasn't a virgin. So if God, you know, we encourage virginity for girls to keep themselves. Yeah, I have daughters, you know, in college, you know, graduated from college. So
wait, Brother Patrick.
Yeah.
Do you not encourage men to keep their virginity?
Why not? I'm encouraging men too. I have a son. I'm encouraging, you know. But if it happens, you know.
So, ladies, before you continue, Brother Patrick, ladies, if you're in the chat, if you don't mind, let me know if you don't mind a virgin as a man, or if you do, and let me know if there's nuances in between. Go ahead, Brother Patrick. Go ahead.
So, you know, we can only talk to them, but, you know, as soon as they grow to become you know, according to statistics, family, and maybe you know about family life today. Yes, they predict that as soon as our kids get to college,
right,
60% of them backslide as Christians. But as soon as they come back, they come back to the Lord because of what we have imbibed in them.
Right.
Yes.
Right. T Love says moral character is a big one. Being a virgin or not, I think the quality matter a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people are missing that because, you know, you have a person who is a virgin and they can't really understand or comprehend the idea of like, okay, calm down. It's everywhere you go, we almost know that you're virgin, and it's not like you're contributing to a relevant topic, but somehow you have to bring that up, right? But they can't comprehend why that is. Like, for example, the young lady that I just played, this young lady right here, it looks like she really struggled. I'm gonna play it one more time so people, because it's not about, because Bobrisky is saying good girl, no they pay. I disagree with that. Long term, it's always good to be good. In the short term, be aware that being good is not necessarily exciting, especially if that's your front all the time, right? You need to be able to have a conversation. You need to be able to have fun. You can't be a party pooper in every situation they put you, and then you're like, I'm a good guy. I just want to do the right thing. No, sometimes people just want to talk and just have fun. No serious talk. They just want to batter, right? In the long run, it's an issue of a short term versus long term, like many of these issues, right? Being aware that social skills is necessary so you can win short term, and then being aware that you need to do that with respect to morals, character, quality as a human being for the long term. There's a middle ground always that you're always kind of playing as we go through, like, and don't break your values just because you want to be exciting. You don't have to smoke weed if that's not your thing just because you want to feel among. That's not who you are. That's not who you are, right? So it's the age-old question in like 50,000 different ways. Like, is it right to do this or that? Neither. We're talking about attraction. People are not going to give you the chance to say, oh yeah, good guy. They're just going to go with how they feel. Bottom line. They won't give you the chance to explain yourself. In fact, the more you mansplain yourself, the worse it gets. Because it just gets boring and boring. Like, okay, we've heard you. We've heard you. Okay, that's enough. People have to say, that's enough. That's enough to you 50 million times. We got a problem, right? D-Love says, I don't care about that. Your mind to me is more important than virginity. That's a way for D-Love to say, I don't want to teach you how to do kerewa. But I hear you, D-Love. However, it may be a little annoying to have to... Hey, she said it. I didn't even finish reading. Oh, Lord. It may be a little annoying to have to teach a man what to do when it comes to kerewa. Anytime you hear us say kerewa here, it means sex, me draw. Oh, Lord. I need to finish reading before I comment. I have bad habits. My opinion is fine either way, but there are certain things more important. Not saying virginity isn't. Exactly. We agree with you on that. People grew up in different environments. Overall, the values should align. That means there are two people involved. The values should align, you know. D-Love, good point, but communication matters, shall. Someone may have had experience, but that doesn't mean they are experts, I think. Yes, this topic can go crazy. You're absolutely correct too, that just because somebody have had experience doesn't mean, but it gets very awkward for in a situation when men don't even have any idea. But some people claim that they teach it, you know, but you know, experience is always the best teacher. I just don't think that you should turn that to moral values and character. It's not. You're doing it for you. If you're a virgin, it's for you only. Just for you. So don't come back out here and start sounding like this young lady and say things like, watch it. It's very short.
It is true. I am a virgin. That feels too good to say.
She said that feels too good, but watch what she's going to say. She's going to contradict herself. Oh,
like we used to, I've realized we are the marginalized in society. Like we used to, and the reason I'm coming out is because I've realized we are the marginalized in society.
Wait, they've been marginalized? Like what? Like gay people or black people? Or what exactly? What is she talking about? Is this a comparison?
To you.
She's been marginalized. Okay.
Like we used to be the standard, but right now you can't find a single man who says they want to marry a virgin. Like
I wouldn't mind.
Exactly. She's talking to 20 million other people, and she's disengaged from the people that wouldn't mind. This is a problem.
I don't understand how that changed, but
it's probably because you lack characters, or you're not surrounded with the right people, or you're attracted to the wrong people. Nothing has changed. If you find a guy who likes you, who's attracted to you, he doesn't care that you are a virgin. If he likes you like that, if you're not socially awkward, a lot of virgins are socially awkward because they're disconnected from the idea that the world moves. The world doesn't stay stagnant.
I believe we deserve recognition. We deserve to be respected.
We deserve recognition. Is she serious? Oh my God. Everybody gather all the virgins together. Let us recognize them.
Because we've kept ourselves pure for the men and for our husbands of the future. And it's just so disheartening to see that all the work we put up in preserving our purity and preserving ourselves is not being recognized. So with that said, I'd like to tell the men out there that we still exist and they should just look in our direction and they'll see that we want them. It is true.
Yeah. She's slow, to say the least. She's slow. But a lot of them, both men and women, they don't say it verbatim. This could be a skit for all we know, right? But they present like that. They present very like no one cares. People only care about how you make them feel. Then they will go all out to validate you in every sense. If they find out you're a virgin, I'm like, oh my God. Like, oh my God. The same thing for a man. You could be a man as a virgin. That does not negate the need for social and emotional skills. You know? Let me hear your thoughts so we can it's been a good one. Good job.
I think you're absolutely right. You could be a virgin, you could be a billionaire, but none of that negates the fact that there's a pressing need to have social skills. You have to be, and to deal with women, you have to have a certain amount of emotional intelligence to have a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
You definitely, I've learned that, and it's something that I'm constantly working on, and I'm pouring a lot of energy into it. Yeah. Like especially recently, I'm pouring a lot of energy into learning emotional intelligence. And I've learned a tremendous amount about women during this process. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some of it, I admit, listening to you, like I saw you on other platforms like Sir Hale and everything. I heard you speak. You and I've spoken like backstage before, and I was like, huh, yeah. And I go out and try this, and it works. I was like, he's on to it. That's it. Like one thing I learned is that about women, you can have a conversation with them, right? Yeah. But if there's one word in your conversation that you said that made them feel a certain way,
that's it. You're done.
The woman will be stuck right there.
There. That's
Even
it.
if she allows you to go on to make your ultimate point,
she just can't wait.
Will come back. She will
Yeah.
come all the way back to
Yeah.
that one point that made her feel a certain way. Until you deal with that, she
Yeah.
cannot move forward. So that's why I've learned how to patience with women.
Patience.
Once you say something and she's like, wait a minute, what about this part? When guys say, okay, we'll come back to that. No, fellas, deal with that first so that you can continue to follow the conversation.
Yep. You're just wasting time if you don't want to
Yes.
deal with it.
Yes.
Because she's not, and you need her. So you can't be like, I don't care about this lady. So they tell me another way to tell me that you care. Actually, you're a simp. Go back to fix the issue. If you don't care, it's very simple. Break up with her. If you couldn't do that, then you do care. You do care. You're capping big time. So address the issue. Listen closer. You don't have to have an answer. Say, let me process that. Let me come back to it. That's all she needs.
Right.
She just needs to feel heard. That's
Exactly.
all.
She needs to feel acknowledged.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah, that you heard her. Because I know, like with my current relationship, there are times where I'm working on something, and she and I are on the phone. You didn't hear a word I said, did you? Yeah, I heard it. But the thing is, I heard like every third word. So it's just enough to piece together what she said. She's like, but she's not fool. She's like,
she's not a fool.
You weren't
She
really
knows.
listening. She's like, you're right. She knows. She's like,
she knows.
You weren't really listening. Good try.
Yeah.
Good try. I give you that, but you weren't really listening. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm doing this, that, and the other, and I can hear the inflection in her voice. Like she's annoyed, but and that's what I learned. Like when I'm talking to her, put down what I'm doing and actually listen to her.
As much as you can.
I
still make the same. I won't call it mistakes. Sometimes I'm just busy like that, right? But she is like, you didn't hear me. I was like, I'm sorry, babe. Can you say that all over again? Then I give her the full attention. But as men, we are men. We're not women. But once we're aware that they need this, and this is a woman you care about. I'm not talking about that hoe or that 304. No, I'm talking about the woman you care about, right? Then you have to engage that because it benefits you too. When you engage her in that way where she feels heard. They're incubators. they multiply everything. How they feel. If you make them feel good, that peace of mind you're looking for, you're the one sowing the seed. It's not the other way around. That's not fair. You're right. The world is not designed to be fair. It's not. So if you care and you want to fix it, don't go about wasting time. Or just come back to what's the issue, babe?
Yeah, one of the things I learned in the marriage seminar I've attended a couple of times is your first conversation when you have a hard argument with your wife is to start by saying, hey, my love, we're in this together. I'm not going to leave you. We are not going to leave each other. I still love you. That will be your first conversation. Yes. We are in it together.
You're reassuring her because their mind creates like 200 Nollywood movies.
Yes.
Once they get stuck in that one spot that Menjel was talking about, there's 200 Nollywood movies of possibilities. See, we're not capable of doing that. It's like, wait, 200 movies? No. There's only one thing that happened just now. How did we get back to 6 years ago? What the hell? Right?
Right. My mother does that too. She'll make
Every
reference to
single one of
something.
them.
She would make reference to something I've done 11 years ago. I was like, Ma, that was like 11 years ago. What are you talking about? Why would you bring that up? It's just an example, but a very, very poor one.
Yep.
Why are you talking? How do you remember
There's
that?
10,000 scenarios. I'm exaggerating.
Right.
10,000 scenarios going on at the same time. Don't try to become that, because that's not what I'm asking you to do. What I'm saying is that they're trying to say something. Get to it. And the longer you wait, you don't get. They need to be reassured on a regular. The reason why you feel like, okay, I don't want to die too. I want to protect me as a black man. The reason why you feel that way is because you put that on yourself. I didn't ask you to do that. What I asked you to do is engage, listen. You don't have to have an answer. She just needs. It's actually easier than the other thing you're trying to do, which is shut that down right now. That's actually going to be hard for you. You're creating extra work for yourself that you still have to come back and address anyway. You're just wasting time. Just wasting time. That's a good point, Brother Patrick. It's reassure. It's this is space, ambience of reassurance, because a woman needs to feel safe and secure. It's a feeling. We're not talking about the guns, dum. We're not talking about you saw that video with the guy who said, don't be a sissy, you can protect yourself, equality. No, you're not supposed to subscribe to the equality. You're supposed to give them a safe space to say whatever they want to say. They don't want equality. That's not what they want. They could say it out of their mouth. That's not what they want. What they need ultimately to feel safe and secure. If that makes them feel equal, it's a feeling. A man and a woman are never going to be equal. It's just not realistic. It's not sustainable anyway for our society. Why would you engage that conversation with, like, why don't you just go and buy a gun? Why don't you build the buildings too? Dude, that's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. She's saying she doesn't feel safe, including when you're dating. She ghosted you. She doesn't feel safe. You got ghosted? It's okay. You will never know what happened. Be okay with not knowing what happened, but become self-aware with how you present. If you're getting ghosted the third time, the fourth time, it's you. There's something.
There's something there. Yeah, you're right. There's something there. If you're getting ghosted the third, fourth, fifth, sixth time, all right, there's something off.
Yeah.
You just like you said, be self-aware and accept it, because the moment you accept it, now you can start making efforts to correct the issue.
Yes, you own it. It's your problem. You own it. Now you create a solution. You now own the solution too. It could be as simple as your breath. It could really be that simple. It could be as simple as you talk too damn much. If you talk to someone, they say, hey, maybe you talk too much. What did she say? What do you know about her? Nothing. I was asking, what do you bring to the table? Oh, no wonder. Oloshi. Right? But it's not about those specific questions. It's about how you show up, right? It's about how you show up. The same thing in marriage. It's the same. It's just a little bit different because we now live together. But it's the same skill set. you know how to do 3 step forward, 2 step backward. You're confused. It's okay to say, okay, I'm confused, babe. What's up? It's okay. Right? So yeah, Mr. Nice Guy will always finish last. It's not going to change. If you're a good girl and you're obsessed with the fact that you're good, you're probably a bad person. You're probably a judgmental human being. You're probably setting up unnecessary expectations, not just for yourself, but for others. The worst part is that you're setting the same expectations for others, and they will fail because they're human beings. They're not perfect. Relax. Have some fun. Learn how to do a little banter. Or listen, maybe you're that awkward, you don't even get certain jokes. Say, wait, I didn't get that joke. It's okay to say that too. They can relate that you're a human being. And last but not least, self-awareness. Humility, gratitude, humble yourself. You're just not that perfect. You're not as good as you think you are. You're not as bad as you think you are. You're somewhere in between. There's somebody that will like you the way you are, especially if you're self-aware. When you're not self-aware, you're left with only one choice. You point fingers at everything else but self. You have no power. And you deserve everything that comes to powerless people. And it's fair. That's the reality, you know. I want to thank you, Mindrell. I want to thank you, Pastor Patrick, for making this conversation this much sweeter. You know, if we had, I'm sure that we're gonna get some comments tomorrow. Like, no, I like it, nice guys. No, you don't. You don't like nice guys. You don't like nice guys.
That's not true. I like nice guys, but it's the men who come around and turn us away. And, no, you're looking in the wrong places, lady.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's the thing. That's another thing, ladies. You have to put yourselves in places where good guys go. You know, try Barnes and Noble, you know, the bookstore. You know, try a video game arcade place or something like that, like Dave and Buster's, or a local place. Like, there's a place here, where it's called GT South, right? And it's got a bunch of video game consoles where a bunch of nerds go there and play board games and video games and pool tables and all that stuff, right? It's not a big place or anything like that, like a Dave and Buster's. It's a locally owned place where these guys open up this business. There are places like this in other cities. You know, they're all over the place where people and nerds go there. If you're interested, ladies, in a nice guy, but also understand, just because he's a nerd doesn't mean he's a nice guy. There are nerds who are jerks too.
They're worse.
Yeah, because they're entitled, and then they're upset with women because they never got them. They always get they dealt with a lot of
they're angry,
rejection, and they're angry. So yeah, so if you run across that, just walk away.
Yeah. Just you know, if a guy, if you're attracted to a guy, you two take the bulls by the horns. There's a way you show up that you can seduce a guy to act right. In addition to the fact that he's a good guy, right? If you like it, engage it, ask him questions. If he's now talking forever, he doesn't know when to stop. It's socially awkward, and you start to feel funny, and you ghost his ass as usual. but there are really good people in every aspect of life. Yeah,
and your femininity is your superpower, ladies.
That's it. Don't compete with men.
Yeah, listen, ladies. As intense, Man of Prestige, you know that I have a very intense,
masculine.
Very masculine deposition, right? Presentation. So people say I'm very, you're so intense, you're so tight and all the time. I'm like, like, what woman want to marry you? Oh, here's the thing: I have a girlfriend now. You know what I mean? She's so feminine
that you don't have a choice.
That I didn't have a choice. I had to soften up.
And
it happened without me noticing. That's the thing. That, I didn't even notice I was
because you're willing, because you're naturally willing to give her to reciprocate, right? You're not. It's the same thing on their side too. There's this natural reciprocation energy that comes into play, or they call it micro commitment. Micro, like they now owe you. It's subconscious, but they feel like they owe you to reciprocate with that energy. But then what you're describing is sexual polarity, right? It feels like like harmony. It feels like
light begat light.
Yeah.
The law of homogeneous species.
Yeah, it's deep, but let's not overcomplicate it. Let's keep it simple.
Yeah.
Be a good person. Be aware that people don't give a shit how good you are. They need to feel good.
Right. They need to feel good. People don't remember how you make them think. People remember you because of the way you make them feel.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, even for me, I have such an intense disposition and masculine disposition, and then I meet her, and the second I'm on the phone with her, I'm like, hey, how you doing?
How you doing? How's your day?
How you doing? How's your day? Exactly.
Right.
You feeling okay? You know, what can I do to help? You know what I mean? And so
yeah,
didn't have a choice. And then until one night I got off the phone with her, I was like, what did I just say?
Exactly. Yeah. What are you? Now somebody's gonna listen to you and say you're a simp. You're simping, man.
Whatever. That's why you don't have a woman. That's another thing, Ola. These guys don't know how to talk to women.
That's the fact.
They don't even know how to talk to them. I'm like, no wonder you're single.
And I don't say that's a fact a lot. That's really a fact.
That really is a fact. Yeah, they don't know how to talk to women. You can't bark at them all day and think that they're gonna be okay with that. It's just that's not gonna turn them on, man.
Yeah, it goes back to the old power conversation, man. There are variables playing a role. You're not aware of the biggest of the variables, emotions.
Mm-hmm.
You're not aware of it. In fact, when we bring your attention to it, you try to discount it. It's like, no, fact over feelings. Like, then listen, the truth is not what you're saying. It's the reality and the result you're creating. That's the truth. Forget what I just said. Just look at the result, and the reality you're creating is the truth. Now try to work on it. Another truth is that time is not your mate. Time is moving, either you like it or not, right? The only two guarantees in life is death and taxes. That's it. That's it. The rest of it, the words I say is not a guarantee. Allah is probably full of shit with everything he's saying. Just look at your results and the reality you're creating, and then that's point A. That's the reality. What point B are you trying to get to? Create a strategy for it. God helps you that you're able to identify all the variables. Because if you leave out that one big ass variable, emotions, I don't care if you're going to the stock market, the one big variable is emotions. If you leave out that variable, you're going to lose everything you ever worked for. Because of one thing, that same variable, your emotion is going to take you over.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be barking up the wall like, that's your emotions. That's your emotions right there. It's speaking. Your feelings are hurt. Your butt hurt. Your butt hurt, and you have a hard time, and it's very hard. Let me just stop the car for a second. For all of us, when we're caught up in our emotions, it's very hard to get out of it. I understand it. But when you start becoming a man of a certain age, I can't keep pandering to your emotions. I have to tell you, you're emotional. You need to work on it. If you're 22, 23, you got a little bit tiny of time. You got some time.
Just a little.
Just a little.
And people don't realize just how small that window is.
It's so small. Once you go past 30, I cannot teach old dogs new tricks. It's going to be extremely hard. It's going to be a lot. It's going to take a high level of self-awareness, self-work, because those experiences that you've gone on, those negative experiences over that time, it's going to keep haunting you. It's going to be your reality. You're going to project it everywhere. When you see a feminine girl, you're not going to be able to recognize it. You're going to be calling girls on a panel that are arguing on a panel. They're debating. You're going to be calling them masculine. No, they're debating. They're not masculine. You don't know them. Because what? Because your brain is looking for masculine. Because that's all you've ever seen. You're just looking for it everywhere. No, it's not intentional, deliberate. It's subconsciously. Because that's basically all you've known. So I'm not a big advocate of telling people to wait forever to get married too. Just know there's no time like that. If there's circumstance, you find yourself in that situation, today is the right time to start working on that. But I'm not telling a 19-year-old to wait until 35. Wait, doing what? There's no such thing as a vacuum. They're busy collecting terrible experiences. What do you think that's going to translate to? So it's a lot of things. There's a lot of stuff in these conversations. We just hit the 3-hour mark for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
So, but it was a good conversation, you know. Brother Patrick, happy anniversary to you again.
Thank you very much.
He just did his 20 years wedding anniversary this week, and it was his birthday too.
Yeah.
So happy anniversary.
Congratulations.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. I'm glad that I have you here too, because again, I have Mendrell, I have you, I have, if we have more men coming together to talk at all those different faces, we'll find it's the same shit. How the story is told is a little different, but it's the same shit over and over. But we need all those different examples and case studies, and I will keep bringing them. I'm on a 100 days spree right now, so I'll be back here at 5 p.m. tomorrow again. We're on tomorrow's going to be the 19th day, so please everyone, let everyone know we're hanging out here at 5 p.m. every day. Once we get to 100, we'll slow down a little bit and find the right spots to keep plugging in. It's a lot of fun. And shout out to D-Love, shout out to Gracious Greatness for the super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for everyone that's commenting, chatting. D'Souza, shout out to you. Shout out to everyone that came here today. T-Love, everyone. A lot of people in the Europe are sleeping right now. I noticed that they're watching in the morning when they wake up. So I appreciate you for watching a rebroadcast as well. Thank you so much. Mendrell, any last word?
Yeah. Put aside the YouTube talking points, people. They're not going to work. Fellas, get used to rejection. It's a part of life.
That's it.
It is a part of life. Do your best to get comfortable with uncomfortable situations. Do your best to do that and work on your emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
That's key.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, brother.
Ladies, sometimes you need prayer. That's guys, fellas, you need work. You need a lot of work.
Everyone needs work. Everyone needs work.
Yeah. Ladies, you need prayer.
Yeah. The way I say it is, if everything else fails, I prefer that the gentlemen pick up the pieces and fix our society. Who else should do it? Like, if everything else fails, like, it is what it is, That's just, it's an ecosystem that's led by men. It is what it is, right? So, yeah. But no, everyone needs to work. If you're listening to me, you have power. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. If you're the complainer, you have the leverage. You have the leverage. Ask questions. How do I go about creating brand new results? A different type of results, if that's what you want, But it's a lot of people too that don't want marriage, but they're engaged passionately in marriage conversations. I'm like, what's the point?
You don't even want marriage. What are you doing?
Yeah, don't worry, it's fine. it's okay. And then some other guys are like, but marriage, you're like, no, I'm not selling you marriage. You don't want marriage. Like, it's okay. That should be fine. But so it's a lot of capitary in the social media space in general, but we'll walk through it. That's why we're here. And by the way, God damn it, we're gonna make money from it too.
Yep.
It's a learning process, bro. I'm gonna round up by saying it's a learning process, and you cannot give what you don't have.
Facts.
You don't every opportunity for you. If you have to go to school to go and learn something you are going to be involved for life, why don't you learn? Why don't you equip yourself?
Yeah.
So that you won't fail.
Exactly.
And when you are in it, you are still learning. Not to talk of not having any clue at all.
Yes.
Yeah, let me round up.
Yes, sir.
Before I got married, It's been a long time. A lady came, an evangelist.
Mm-hmm.
We are youth then. And she said something. She was talking about marriage. She said she made a mistake in her life.
Right.
That was the first thing she said. She said her husband offended her. And the man begged. She refused to forgive him. And in the process, the man just fell sick for a few days and the man died.
Wow.
He said that was haunting her. That she felt she was the one that caused her to die, caused him to die. So we are learning every day. Forgiveness is part of relationship to move on.
Yes, yes.
So the woman carried that. The woman carried it for a long time. It's been a while, more than 30 years now. So
right.
But
It's a until we die. It's a learning process.
Yeah.
Because human beings, the experience is evolving.
You're right. It's evolving.
It's just what it is. We have to stay on top of our toes and enjoy the process.
Yes.
And you just listen. If something is confusing, just say, that's interesting. Let me learn more, right? As opposed to push hard against it because you're not familiar with it. Listen, it's always been. Somebody was telling me today, CSC, right? Pastor Patrick, CSC is my church.
Yeah.
And I was telling my fellow keyboardist in church, he was like, oh, we should do something that's kind of old school the way they do it. And I was like, you know what? Not only do I not want to do that, I'm the music director, so I get to exercise some authority a little bit. I said, not only we're not going to do that, I'm going to make sure that we're not singing hymns with pipe organs in this church very soon as I get all these people on my side. See, so some people, like all of us, right? Our natural thing is that when we know something, we stay doing it that way. We get like for example, when I first came to New Jersey in 1998, it was baggy jeans. Everyone was wearing baggy jeans, right? The big jeans, right? That's what everybody was wearing here, and it was weird. But because I was young enough, I was 18 years old. I was young enough to say, you know what? I'm open. Young people tend to be open. They can soak a little bit more with fashion, with what's hot, what's trendy, right? Eventually, people start changing, and then they change the style. So now we're wearing skinny jeans, right? But it took me a lot longer to switch my fashion sense, because I'm a little bit older. The older you get, the harder it is for you to adjust with the times of anything that's trendy in nature. Right? If they say the way they sing contemporary song is like this, you're like, go and sit down somewhere. You don't know Ebenezer Obey. What you know about what was it that you said the other day, Patrick? You talk about the rapper. What was the Cool and Gang, right?
Yeah,
Cool and the Gang, right?
King.
There are people that will argue to death. Like LL Cool J is the best rapper in the world. Speaking of LL Cool J, we have one here today right now. But anyway, Mandela's like, nah.
Not LL Cool J.
But anyway, LL Cool J was schooling DJ Academics yesterday, because these young kids, they're energetic and they're ready to dispel anything the old people say. My point that I'm making right now is this, right? We all get kind of stale. We like our ways the older we get. It's the same thing when they say you can't teach old dogs new tricks, right? Yeah. But we need to be aware that is emotions. That's not the right thing. That's just who we are the older we get. So when somebody tells you you're out of style, it's okay. It's just a reality for every generation. We get stuck in our ways, and then we think that's the right way. And then your son, your 14-year-old son, I'm talking about me right now, will tell you, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. That's so whack. That's out of style. And you need to be willing to say, I understand why you feel that way. I understand the young. Don't go there and say these young people don't know what they're talking about. You can, but what I'm saying is that at a deep level, if this is how you think, you're going to struggle. It's lack of self-awareness. Be aware that every generation comes with something new,
Yeah.
Be aware that old people generally think their thing is the best, but it's not. It's just not. You're just getting old. That's what it is. This level of self-awareness is what you're going to need in every facet of life. When it comes to romantic relationships, there's just something you can't see. You can't see your nose until you calm down, and maybe you can see a blurry version of it. Maybe a little bit, right? But you can't see inside your nose ever. You can use a mirror, but at least you have to be wise enough to say, let me grab a mirror to look. If you don't even know how to walk to a mirror, as in self-reflect, you're going to have serious problems in life. So when you hit 30, you're now a man or woman of certain age. Some people, the way they say that is they say you're a red flag. Because there are ways that you've created that's going to be hard to change. It's harder to change your ways once you hit that age. So you need extra self-awareness that you wouldn't need if you were 21, 22, if you were 23, right? So I'm going to leave it at that. But Patrick, if you still want to say one last word, we're going to end the session with you. Give us one last word.
Thank you very much, my brother. You've done a wonderful job today. I appreciate you guys. Hopefully, I'll join you tomorrow.
Yes, thank you so much. We have Dr. Shola. We have this platform now. Maybe we can get it. We have a couple more spaces where we're talking. We have Sir Hale's platform, right? We have Black Men Unfiltered, where men are having more healthier conversations around relationships. And I'm very grateful for that. Because for a long time, this shit was toxic as fuck.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's and it's certainly, depending on where you go, it's still toxic.
Well,
depending on where you get, depending on what you're watching.
You're right. My algorithms is taking better shape.
Yes,
it's taking better shape. Definitely, I'm seeing more healthier stuff. So I appreciate you, gentlemen. Anytime, feel free to come up anytime. Either way, we're gonna be here for the next every day for the next 82 days or so. We're working.
I heard that.
Yes, sir. All right, brother.
All right, thank you.
All right,
Good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Pastor Patrick, we'll talk soon.
Yeah, bye.
Yes, sir. All right. Awesome. That was an awesome one. Who knew I would ever go to 3 hours, but we did. I'm trying to keep it to an hour and a half, So what I'll do henceforth is once we get to about 30 minutes mark, starting tomorrow, I'll drop the link, I'll try to cover up my material in 30 minutes. The rest of it is either my rant or having conversation with these good brothers. And ladies, feel free to come up too. I know you know that this is kind of like a man cave. I appreciate that you're listening and you're supporting. But feel free to come up too, because we want to hear your perspective as well when it comes to as you know, this is the Prestige family. It's not just Men of Prestige anymore. So please feel free to come up. But I appreciate you either way. And thank you everyone for stopping by. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one, and peace.